guys, like, I can tell you the past hour has been the most chaotic that I think I've ever had in the past 2 months.
Well, that's why I said just stay safe on the roads, you know, time.
It's funny you said that because it was really dangerous.
Yeah, I was just like, just stay safe, you know, I can sit and wait as long as you're safe.
All right, sorry guys, we are late, really late, and I'm really sorry. I witnessed like a high-speed chase, 10 accidents. It was probably the craziest. Good old Mercury retrograde. This is what happened.
And now the cat's joined in. And Heidi and I didn't know we're both. You wearing like black and white, and I'm wearing black, white, and grey.
Same here. This is in honor of the reptilians. That's why I wear snakeskin. I'm gonna wear snakeskin for each one of these videos. So we decided to do this a series. We were gonna make it one show, but there was just too much to cover. So we want to make them shorter, and we are going. Let's make. Can everybody hear us? Okay, because right now I feel like we are mumbled and it's goofy, but okay, I think it's fine. All right. So that was interesting. Welcome to channel 27. I'm Heidi. This is Trisha. Trisha is a numerologist, and I'm going to ask that everybody please subscribe to Trisha's YouTube channel now. She needs 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so 1,000 of my subscribers, please go subscribe to Trisha's tonight. Don't wait. Do it tonight. Okay, her link is in the Facebook in the video description. So we really, really need you to subscribe to her video. It's a 911 emergency. Thank you. If you like watching me, please subscribe to her.
Yeah, I did my first live last night, which a lot of you know already. So
yes, she did. And she does these she does lives on Facebook by herself for hours and hours. And now she's doing it on YouTube. So, you know, that's how I found her. And, you know, she does this. This is her passion. So please support her and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to do the royal family series here. And we are going to a couple things. I have to make a few announcements real quick. Mm-hmm. Number one, if anybody doesn't know, Jenny Moonstone and myself are going to be in Clearwater, Florida for Jeff's seminar on December 10th. So please, if you haven't scheduled your tickets, I would do so soon. If you have any suggestions of what you think I should give a seminar on, I want to kind of hear everybody's opinion. I have my own ideas, and I've already brainstormed a little bit with Jeff today. So I would like to know what you guys want to learn about Vedic astrology, or if you even want to learn about Vedic astrology, or just keep it more, what can you do with it? So that's one thing. Second item, I'm at 45 days for a reading. Okay, so the wait is now 45 days, starting today. And actually, it started yesterday. And I just got through people that paid in October. So now the people that paid November 2nd, you're going to hear from me in the next 2 days. And I know this is crazy to say this on YouTube, but somebody's paid from a different name and not a different email. It was a totally different person. If that was you, please email me. That email is missing. I can't find it anywhere. So it's somebody that had somebody else sign in and pay. Okay, so please email me if you're watching this. If not, I don't know how I'm going to find you, but I'll figure it out. Second, what else? Or third, what else do I want to talk about? I don't even know. We'll just kind of go as we please. All right. So this is going to be, we're going to do some readings today too. That's why we wanted to make these short, so we could still do a couple readings, live readings. And if you donated in the other videos, $20 plus, and I didn't do yours, please make a comment in this video. So I'll do it next time, because we can't always get to them. You know, if somebody donates and we already cut the time out, we can't do that. So I only have until 9:30 tonight. That's an hour and a half, basically. So that is what's going on right now. All right. So Trisha, why don't we get started on the royals? I almost said the elites.
I thought you were saying the Illuminati then.
Oh my God, whatever that, who knows who's who, what's what. I was talking to my friend on the phone today, and, I just said, you can't even trust that anybody is not something, once you start hearing that, it's really hard. Oh, and also she asked me to discuss a few other things. Number one, how about we talk about North Korea? I did say once again that something in November could happen. Here we go again. We're back at it. And I can show that chart. I think I even said November 28th. I swear I did. I said 28th or November 18th. Like, this North Korea thing isn't over, regardless if it's fake or not. We might have to get the rods on this. Can we get those rods for this, Trisha? Sorry. Yeah.
They're ready.
They're ready. They're ready to go. Okay, so we need to ask it.
You want to ask now?
Yeah, let's start with that. North Korea. So North Korea, was there really a ballistic missile testing launched from North Korea?
You can see the rods, right? Can you?
Yes.
Right, so the question again, was there
a ballistic missile tested again today from North Korea, or whatever his name? We'll just say from North Korea. Let's start there.
That was pretty clear, yes.
Wow.
Was there a ballistic missile? Is it nuclear missile?
Missile. I love how you say that. I'm going to say that. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels strong. Yeah.
Are we going to react to it? Is the United States going to react to that?
The United States going to physically react to it. Don't think they'll physically react. Will they verbally react? Will the USA verbally react? One going no, one not moving. Will they covertly react? Yes. So it's going to be something not obvious. Covert to me is like the hidden.
And what did Trump say too? What did he say? He said when he was running for election, he said, if something's going to happen, nobody's going to know. He's not going to announce it. He said, remember he said that? He was like, these people are nuts. They just go and say what we're going to do. Oh, there's a terrorist attack. We're going to let you know ahead of time. See? I'm telling you, I think it's going to be, when he does do something, it's going to be like we just wake up and something happens.
Yeah, you're not going to get a warning. So
no, there's no warnings here.
I didn't know he did say that. I watched bits of it towards the end, but to be honest with you, I didn't watch a lot. So anything I doubt on him, most of it I haven't heard before.
Okay, so I
didn't watch it.
Let me look at the chart real quick.
But I'm just watching Joni Petrie, actually. She's put a prediction out about 2018, well, December 2017. And, I said next year's a global year 11. There's going to be intuition, anything to do with intuition, spiritual awakening is going to go boom. And she's put that in her prediction, which is quite interesting. She went a bit more in depth. She said like spiritual films, but I said about spiritual, like businesses or people that, like what we're doing, or anybody that wants to do it or is in the process of getting it going, get going, because they're going to go boom next year. And she's just been, I didn't get to watch it all, but she said it's going to go boom in 2018. People are going to be waking up more and wanting more of all that. And she's usually pretty spot on from what I can gather of her predictions.
No, she is. She has made so many predictions accurately. I mean, throughout the years, she predicted the France attacks totally. I mean, a year in advance. She is like the master of that. And people are like, oh, some people like say, no, that's not true. And she did, but they didn't watch her videos from the past year.
I followed her.
Oh man, this is ugly. Okay, so let me show you this chart. This is the North Korea chart.
That's how I found Heidi before through Jenny.
You sound like an alien right now. What is wrong with you? I wonder what's wrong with this internet. It's got to be the topic. You're frozen. Trisha, are you alive? You're frozen. All right. So this is I'm going to just keep going, but you're frozen. Okay. This is the North Korea chart, transits. Hold on. We got to just let her back in. Yes. Hey. Are you there? What's going on? This is a mess, guys. We might have to restart. I don't know what's going on. Trisha, are you in the building here? All right, I'm just going to keep going.
Heidi?
Yeah, but you sound crazy. Start your video. This is not good. You need it. Shit. This never happens with Zoom either. This is weird. Trisha. Yeah, so Mercury retrograde, once again, here we go. Are you there? Fuck. I don't see you, but I hear you.
Can you see me?
Yes, thank God. Okay. What is going on?
I don't know what the heck's going on. I resumed my recording because I didn't know if that was affecting it, but it was playing up before then, wasn't it?
Yes. Okay. So back to this. This is the North Korea chart. Regardless, we have Jupiter conjunct their K2 and Mars. And let's talk about this K2 and Mars because it's in my chart. This is what made me flip out of my last YouTube channel or the last YouTube show I did. K2 conjunct Mars is, I have this in my first house. Okay. And this is why I've had so many negative readings because of this K2 Mars. So you have to understand, mine does well because it's in Scorpio. This is in Libra. It's not happy in Libra, I can tell you that. Okay, regardless of the time. Secondly, in Jupiter is there on this. 12th house is endings. 12th house is other countries, okay? Jupiter, yeah, it's everybody says, oh, it's so great, but sometimes it's not that great. I'm just going to be honest. And it can bring, you know, negative things. So then we have, and if this is North Korea chart, even if we read it from the moon, the North Korea chart has a Scorpio moon and a Scorpio rising this way. So it doesn't matter. You would read it from Scorpio house anyway. Then we have Rahu in the 9th conjunct Venus. We've got, oh, and then here's the deal. How this chart aligns up to Trump's chart is just amazing. I mean, it literally is. That is one of the reasons why I say this. So yes, I'm still sticking to my guns that something is going to happen with North Korea. That's just all I can say. And I'm not a big transit thing, and I don't like to explain it, but I can say that what I see here and what I've researched, and I didn't even think about researching anything new to put on here, but point is I can see it in these charts. Okay, that's what I'm going to say about that.
And Kim Jong has the same life path number as Charles Manson. Is 22-4. Donald Trump isn't, but Kim Jong, if I'm pronouncing his name correct.
But what birthday are you using? Because he's got two floating around.
Ah, okay.
You know what? Wonder what his other one is. What birthday are you using?
Well, I just Googled it because I didn't know he had two.
That's the wrong one, the January one. I watched a documentary that when he was in Switzerland and boarding school, I wrote down those birthdays because that's what I think his birthday really is.
What birthday have you got for him?
Got
it there handy.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, because
July 5th.
July the 5th.
1984.
That makes him a 7. That's not the date of birth I've got.
Well, that would make sense too.
He's got the same life. If that's his date of birth, he's got the same as Putin as well.
And me.
You see, now this could show you how a 7, like it's any life path from there. I don't want to like scare people. They're all, they can be positive or negative. A 9, like just because I don't want to keep banging on about 7s and 5s. I've had an email about someone.
Well, Andy's a 5. 5 is his date, you know, he's a 5 in his chart.
5 birthday he's got, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A 3 attitude number, if that's his correct date of birth. I've been looking at the other one, which is probably the one on Wikipedia, which gives him a 22/4 birthday, which is like, can be brilliant, but it also can be a dictator.
He's like, if I look at him, if he's real, he's a 7. I would guess that anyway, because he's discreet and he's shy.
Yeah,
he's an outcast. And I'm looking at, you know, what you like, he's very insecure. He's just from the things I've heard about him, like the documentaries and stuff. And
yeah,
some of the weird quirks.
Things I saw about him, I think I was saying to you, is he was showing these new homes these people were given or that they were renting, and he was on the floor and he was below the people, and apparently there where they live, he wouldn't be sitting at a lower level, he'd be sitting above them, or at least on a level, but they were above him, and they said that just wouldn't normally happen. It was bizarre.
Yeah,
like a little kid on the floor.
He reminds me of a little kid. And I think this is his chart for numerous reasons. Like, he's got the Sun conjunct Venus. That's like the ego issues. He's got Rahu and Rohini, all about money. He's got, his moon is in Virgo. And that totally, I even looked at his mother's chart, and that's how I kind of went through all this whole thing.
Because that's the thing, if they're putting 2 dates of birth, I know a numerologist who's putting him out there as a 22/4, which I thought he was. And I've been doing
that's the birthday he made up, I think. January, it's like January 8th or something like that. It's the one that's on the...
I don't think it's the 8th because that's Elvis's birthday and I would remember that, but it's obviously different to that because it's a 22/4 that I've got.
Yeah, okay. So regardless, I mean...
But regardless, he'd be very, very sneaky though. You know, like a 7, they don't usually tell you.
Very sneaky. And I was very sneaky as a youngster. Okay. The sneakiest of the sneaks. Like, I could manipulate anything and anyone. And I snuck out of my house like every night. And I would like threat my sister because my parents were so strict. So, I mean, I just left. I never got caught either. Like, the slyest of the sly right here.
So 7s they'll like keep their cards close to the chest. That's probably the best way to put it, in a good way. They'll want to know what everyone else is doing, especially politically, but they're holding, like Putin, he says what he means, but he'll be holding his cards close to his chest. He won't, you notice he's very calm often when he's speaking. He doesn't start ranting and raving from the bits I've seen.
Yeah.
He doesn't let the secrets out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, like Donald Trump can get a bit like, you know,
that's his Mars. And when people have Mars in the first house, they can't control it. So do I. It's just you, because it's in your first house, it's your expression. So like it's like, blah. Yeah. Anybody with Mars in their first house is like this. I mean, they can sit back, but the minute it's on, it's on. You know?
I get it, yeah. So that's more like the Aries house, whereas mine's in the 8th. So right, I get it, yeah.
Yeah. Anytime somebody has the planets, like if they have their first house, it goes to the second, because the second is the speech. So the first house and the second house, if you have Mars and Rahu, or, you know, Mars, Mercury, Rahu, or Mars. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, I was very shy. Like when I was in my, you know, I didn't ever want to say the wrong thing, but then it was like, I held things in. So then when it would bust out, it was vicious, ferocious, like the big bad monster out of the beast.
7s tends to be quite introverted.
Yeah.
I think you've got a couple of 7s from what I remember. I have as well, but they're in different placements.
I'm definitely introverted, believe it or not. Okay.
I call myself an introverted extrovert. Work that one out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I grew out of it and I made myself because I'm in sales.
Yeah.
When you have to sell homes, you have to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to start with him or her.
Well, it's funny because I want to say to everybody, we talked about this the other night, didn't we? But we were originally going to look at another couple in the royal family. And then the next day they make the announcement. I'm like, this, like, every time we talk about something, like the Egypt thing, then the next day something big happened. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah. So the night before we were talking about it, we were discussing it, and the next day, boom, they're engaged.
Yeah, we were going to do it Friday, and then it's like, this is what we're going to do Friday, and then all of a sudden they announced the engagement. I thought they were already engaged, and I thought it was out there, but I think they were, but they're just making it official. But, you know, I thought, has Heidi got inside information?
Yeah. So these two charts, though, I mean, out of all the people, like, he was the one, I guess, because I did watch that Princess Diana documentary, and I really liked, I liked him. Like, I didn't know I liked the looks of him. He seemed the most sane out of, like, all of them. Definitely had a little, you could tell he had some issues deep down. And when I pulled his chart, well, first of all, when I saw his birthday, that to me was quite interesting. He is born 3 days after me. Okay. So same year too. So and I knew, but I've had people's birthdays that have been this close to me, and our charts were completely not close. Completely not. And his chart and mine have a lot of similarities. So no wonder why I liked him. I mean, it's just pretty easy to understand. So what is his numbers, Trisha? You go first.
Right. Okay. So obviously his birth numbers are going to be correct, because we're pretty sure his correct day of birth. But the expression, heart's desire, and personality number, I don't know how accurate they're going to be, but what I did is I got all his birth names, because he's got lots of middle names, and he's Henry by birth, so I use that. That's what you would do. And I used the surname Windsor, because that is the house. I presume they use Windsor if they were to sign anything official or fill it in. So the minor numbers are the ones I haven't bothered putting down, and I'm not going to go through them, because they usually use the title Prince of, Prince Henry of Wales or whatever. You don't normally put a title in, so I'm just going on his main birth vibration using the name Windsor. So he's a life path number 1, so he's a leader, not a follower. A lot of military leaders are number 1. So the fact, like he said in one of the documentaries, he's done more, really gone for the military more than a lot of them in the royal family, because a lot of the other ones have, like, done their thing. It's like they do it because it's expected of them. But I think, and he explained how he channeled his anger about his mother into, you know, being in the military. And he really got into it. So he'd be a great military leader, a leader in anything. William is an 11-2, so he's sort of a leader, but it's a lot more softer. So Harry is more of a leader. And that's probably why you haven't really seen him with many women either, really, until now. You've heard of him, like, being a bit of a party animal, but you've not seen him sort of be settled down with anybody or serious. He's got a birthday number 6, so that is the house, the home, the family, great teacher, counsellor. He's got an expression number 3, which is what he's really made up of. That's all of his birth names. So he's got a fun side to him, a creative side. And I feel he is quite funny. He's quite cheeky. His heart's desire is a master number 22-4. So he's going to want to leave a lasting legacy in life. You know, he's got some good numbers. His attitude number is also a 6. House, home, family, marriage, engagement. He really, although he's a leader, he'll be a leader of the family, but he's like he'd crave having a home and children and the wife. Heart's desire, what's that? The personality number 8. So he's got a strong personality, a CEO. So he's got good leadership skills, but he's also got the family side. So he's got, like, a bit of a mixture of the strong family, like wanting the house, the home, the family, but he's also a great leader as well. But not in an obvious way, because he doesn't come across but I think he could lead many people without having to force himself on people.
Yeah.
He's just come out of he was in year 6. So I was watching a clip about them, about 20-minute news thing, and I think he knew pretty much straight away. I think the connection between them was pretty instant. So he would have been in a year 6 when things were really getting. She was coming to there for meals. They weren't going to restaurants. They were having home meals, which would probably suit him better, so they could get to know each other out of the limelight, because they're going to have no privacy now. But he's in a year 7 now, which is about spiritual growth, which I think will tie in when we look at her next year, because obviously his won't change again until about August, September time. I think what brings them together is because they went to Botswana together, and that's, you know, one of the diamonds in her ring is from Botswana, is the charitable work that they're interested in.
Yeah. You know what else I was just thinking? Because, you know, you always say the years and everything. Well, guess what? The year 7, regardless, the 7th is the 7th house. Like, I think of the 7th. And the 7th house is marriages.
Oh, okay.
And cool. Every time you say that, like when you say somebody's a 3, I think of Gemini, you know, 3rd house.
Yeah.
And it's all about communications. So when you say you're in a year 4, you know, that's like, I went back to real estate in a year 4.
And 4s are very much, they're usually builders, or is that structure and homes?
And that's the 4th house, and that's what the 4th house means too. So there is some correlation to that, you know, there's probably.
Yeah. And I feel, listening to her, she's very, if this is how they're going to be together, I think she's going to be great for him, because the way she talks is about how they sat and discussing, you know, it seemed very conscious. She seems quite spiritual. It'd be interesting to see what's in her chart.
I'm going to say she could definitely have some. I'm not going to judge, but I'm going to say,
unless it's an act.
Yes, she can act. Okay, and she can totally be a different person. But I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm not saying she's a bad person at all. I'm just saying that she's got a few interesting things in her chart to make me think, you know, luckily she's marrying a foreign person. That's all I'm saying. Because she's got Rahu, Mercury, and Sun in the 1st house. So real quick, before I address this, so I'm just going to address this one little comment in here very nicely and calmly. Somebody said, well, why were you so wrong on November 4th? Well, if you would have listened to anything that I said, okay, first of all, number 1, I don't make predictions on things unless I say it 500 times, which I still am sticking with my guns. And this isn't a prediction. This is just what I think. Okay, I think this is going to happen logistically, and I see it in the chart. So November 4th, when Rex calls me and says, can we do a show on this? Yeah, it looked a little dicey. But you know what did happen on those dates? Isn't that the days that the Podestas got all called out and everything else? So something did happen. So you have to understand, when I say something's going to happen, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying what. I didn't say there was going to be a civil war. I didn't say that at all. And I never would say that, because I wouldn't even put that energy out there. So
you've said before many times you don't make predictions like some people do in astrology. Well, someone's saying something that didn't happen that you're supposed to have said. Right.
And plus, we don't have anybody's real times. The only person's time we have is Donald Trump. And you know what? Donald Trump left. He left the country. I guarantee you, maybe if he was here, it would have changed. Maybe he heard my YouTube channel and took off. How about that?
Just thinking,
all right, I had to address that. So back to, let me go to his chart now, okay?
Yeah, it's Harry, yeah. Well, Henry is his real name, we call him Harry.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the chat on.
Yeah, and please don't try to sidetrack me. You can sidetrack me when I'm doing other people's charts, but not when I'm doing things like this. Thanks. All right. Share screen. You will be removed. Okay, so look at, this is his chart. He's a Sagittarius ascendant. And this looks pretty accurate, you know why? For numerous amounts of reasons. Jupiter is the prince. Now, obviously, whoever has Jupiter in their 1st house, they're not a prince, but this is how, you know, on multiple levels, and you could see his Jupiter. Look at the points, 575 points of Shadbala, of strength. That's one of his strongest planets. Jupiter is also leadership. Jupiter is also money. Jupiter is also fame. Jupiter is also like the guru. And Jupiter is exalted in Sagittarius. I have this in my chart, but in my 2nd house. I mean, this is crazy. Like, look at our, and just because our birthdays are so close, it's worth, I just will show. And this doesn't happen. I've done people's charts where, okay, so he still has the Mars K2 Scorpio conjunction. This is my first house. It's in his 12th house. He's got Jupiter and Mula and Neptune together. That's his first house. That's my second house. And then he's got a moon in Kritika. My moon's in Revati. So our moons are different. This is one of the things that can change. Are you still there, Trisha? What happened to you? Did we lose you? Gosh, we both have Rahu and Kritika, different houses. We both have Mercury and Maga, Sun in Leo, different nakshatras. We both have a debilitated Venus, which is why he didn't date too many women. He's probably also like a neat freak. He wants things clean. He's probably a perfectionist. When it comes to women dating, he's just not going to date. He's probably really, really picky, like extremely picky. And he's got Saturn exalted in exalted in Libra. Different houses. We both have Mercury and Maga, Sun. What's happening? Trisha, did we lose you? What's going on?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
It booted me out again. I don't know what's going on. I had a feeling before we came on. I had a gut feeling that something was going to interfere with this tonight.
Yeah, it's probably some trolls putting some spells on us.
Yeah,
okay, so
that's what I feel.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You can't destruct us. It won't happen. Then he's got Saturn. Okay, this is how this works. So he's got Saturn in his 11th house exalted. 11th house is big money, big things. Mine's in my 12th house. So when I look at that, I'd say exalted. Yeah, I don't sleep and I have a lot of expenses. Like I've always had, I did. That's what it's good for. But what it is good for, him and I are very similar. I mean, literally him and I could be like BFFs. I would like him a lot. All right. But let's go back to him. So he's got Mars and K2 in the 12th. I guarantee you he will have issues with his brother at some point of his life. Guarantee you. There's no questions in my mind that he won't because of what's going on here. And also, so his moon's in Kritika and Aries. When it's in Aries, you're definitely more assertive than when it's in Taurus, I would say. Somebody that's really quick to make decisions. His Mars and K2 and Scorpio in the 12th house, he is a humanitarian. Like I guarantee you, he's not a snake like people. You hear the reptilian thing and he's part of that whole stuff. I guarantee you he's not. I guarantee you this guy logistically has good intentions all over the map. So, and that's my opinion and I'm sticking to that. Now, God, you want to talk about his girlfriend or his fiance?
Yeah, I was just looking at what year was his turnaround point. It was age 28.
Well, let's real quick too. I'm going to watch this. So Jupiter, okay, Jupiter is his spouse. The DK in your chart is spouse. And Jupiter is in the first house. So you have to know that when he has something that comes in and triggers this, when it triggers this, it definitely can bring something to him. So when his first house is triggered, that's when he could get married. Okay. And if you look, and also, if you look at his transits, guess what just happened? Saturn's in there. Saturn can, so Saturn's bringing things to him. That's why he's getting married. Definitely Saturn has a big influence on people when they get married and big events, no matter what. So
that was one of the things he said in his speech was the stars were aligned. It's almost like I'm assuming he's had.
He would be a great astrologer. He would. And then also he's got Rahu in his 8th. And I'm going to tell you that I got married with Rahu in my 8th house too, on a Rahu dot. Like I was in a Venus Rahu dasha. So I got married. And then his Mars and K2 are in the 12th house. So there's always foreign things going on in his chart because it's like exalted. So he's going to be attracted to foreign things, foreign places, foreign lands. He has issues with his family. Like I guarantee you he's got his own drama, like with his brother, with his dad, with his, leadership, could be his grandparents. I mean, everything. Like there's his charts. Definitely. He's more of the outcast. He's an old soul. He's an old soul.
He does appear to be, from what I've witnessed, been British, more of the doing his own thing until now, more outside. That is definitely true. Just from what we witness. I mean, I don't see what really goes on, but he does seem to be more whether that will change now.
Yeah.
Or it might just amplify. Now he's got Meghan, you know, I think they're going to be quite a power couple.
Let's see their compatibility. He activates her 10th house of fame and career, moon in the 10th house. True as that. Yeah. Politics, fame, career.
Interesting.
Yep. And they activate each other. Same thing. Like same thing, status, fame. So let's just, if you in India, like this is called the Kuda system. So what they really go by is how your moons interact with each other. So that's the first thing that you look at. Now, I don't necessarily believe that you can only go by that. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's going to be issues here. That's for sure. This isn't going to be all happy endings. I'm going to tell you that. There's for a couple different reasons. Number one, and let's just say these times are right. We don't know. I mean, here, you know, I would say they could work through it maybe. Oh, no, you know, they might be able to. There's definitely a karmic relationship going on here. Okay, but when you look at this, their moons are at 17 points. So you have to have 20 points per. In India, they would say this is a no-go. Okay, but what is kind of nerve-wracking is the low points on the Mars. So it won't be that much passion, or it could be big fights.
Right.
Mars points are really low. 20 points is good. So this is lining up the nakshatras. Okay, the nakshatras are what I read the charts from. And this is lining up your moon nakshatra. That's the most important. But then we got to look at the other ones. And then you also need to see like what sits on what. Venus, they do have a nice Venus moon connection. So I'll give them that. That could definitely be good. They have a Venus Mercury connection. That's good. But another thing, their communication's not that great together. Like they're not 20 points on the Mercury. Also, the Jupiters are, there's low points in the Jupiter sector, and she may have issues trying to have kids. She could have some struggles. Like it could be for her in her chart, she could have, it could take longer. I'm not saying she can't have kids, but all Cancer ascendants tend to have issues. Like a lot of times have trouble getting pregnant, or they have to use like, you know, those, what's it called? Like in vitro and stuff. So she might have to have that to get pregnant. Plus so I'll explain that in her chart, and then the Venus points are low. I mean, I'm going to say that their compatibility is not that great, but I've seen people have great marriages with low compatibility. So you can never say never on that. And it's not too crazy where it's all screwed up where I'd see immediately that would be diminished. Like when the moons are in the 8th, that's usually a really rough thing because it's like a really fatal attraction, and then it's like a horrible ending.
And I guess if these times aren't quite correct, it would change this, wouldn't it?
A little bit. Yeah, it could. Yeah.
But it's interesting. He said, we had to get our diaries out. I thought it was no, he's not Virgo in Vedic, is he? Is he Leo in Vedic, sun?
Yeah, he's a Leo. So you know how they thought he was a Virgo? You would think he probably, but he's not. He's got a debilitated Venus.
We had to sit there with our diaries and like plan out. So I guess, you know, at least they've been sense. You know, they had to plan out how they're going to see each other. Yeah. Let's hope it does work out because it'd be really nice. But she's going to be she's got the same life path number as Donald Trump. So I know he's been married several times, but fours generally, like they stick with, when they commit. And they're usually the ones with the long marriages. Even if it's not happy, they'll probably stay. I'm not saying this isn't going to be the case here. So she's got a birthday number 4, life path number 4. Financial security is extremely important to this lady. And that is not saying she's materialistic. She's
extremely materialistic. She's
maybe,
got
but it's also about feeling safe. Although the number 4s that I've known are quite money orientated.
Yeah. Look at Donald Trump. I mean, he is for sure.
I know someone in my family and my son is, and he says, he'd rather earn money than study.
Well, let's think of the fourth house too. The fourth house, if we go by that too, and the fourth house is anything over your means, like cars, vehicles, homes, nice, you know, and it's also feeling secure with money.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that's the big thing, that they need to feel secure with money. Exactly. And that'll be her. She has an expression number 11 too. So she has got very intuitive, that's her birth names, because she's actually called Rachel Meghan Markle. But obviously Meghan Markle does sound more catchy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For the industry she was in. So she's got an expression 11 too. She's got a very intuitive, soft side to her. Her heart's desire is the 9, is to be a humanitarian. She's talked greatly about charity work. So that might be more of her aim than children. Personality number 2. So again, she's got some very stable numbers and very humanitarian numbers, loving numbers. Now, she's in year 4 now, where she's got engaged.
She just moved. Fourth house is a move. She moved abroad.
Yeah, she moved to the UK. We're not sure exactly when, but this year she's already moved. Bringing her dogs as well. So obviously they're important to her. Next year, she'll go into year 5, so about July time. And the year after will be the 6, which when they may have a baby or try for a baby. It's not set in stone, but that's the year she'll be in. I think they might do a lot of traveling next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in their charts. What's he going to be in? He's in his 7-year, going into an 8-year.
She really might have issues having kids, actually. I'm looking at this.
Yeah, he's in his 7-year now. It's been an 8-year next year, and then a year of endings when she's in a year 6.
Yeah. Let's look at her 5th house chart. That could be their holdup. That could be their problem. But you know what? He probably won't care.
Because there's already other heirs to the throne. Maybe.
Yeah. She really, really might not. I mean, she really needs. And if she she should just start trying now, because.
That was mentioned on the interview, and I was trying to read the body language, but I don't feel that was something they look like.
They probably shouldn't have kids. That'd be the smartest thing. They'll be happier.
It didn't look that, I don't know, just reading the body language, that he was like, well, let's just take one step at a time kind of thing. Like, let's get married first kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they may not. That'll be interesting, because all the others have usually had children so far. I can't think of anybody that hasn't had at least one child.
Yeah. Well, somebody's asking, do Cancers risings love money? They don't love money necessarily. They love security. They love to feel secure. Okay. So more so and it depends on what part of Cancer. Like if you're a Slatia, yeah. And Cancers like to spend money too. She definitely likes to spend money. Like I guarantee you, she's got Rahu in her 1st house, conjunct Mercury and Sun. All right. That is why, everybody that knows her and sees her, you're seeing somebody that has a whole nother side. Okay. Just like me, you see me, but I have a whole nother side. Now, Rahu's the exact opposite as me. She's more extroverted, but she's like always lost, so she will act the part and play the parts, but she's always trying to figure out what she's supposed to be doing. It's not bad. It's just saying, but it also brings fame. Rahu in the 1st brings fame. It does. It just really, especially in Cancer, all celebrities tend to be Cancers and Leos.
Because 4s are not normally actors. Not saying they're not going to be, because Brad Pitt's a 22-4 and is an actor, but it's not always something, unless they've got other aspects elsewhere. It's not necessarily something that they'd be drawn to. So whether they've gone into it for other reasons. Well,
let me show you her chart, and then maybe
an actual actress in her chart. Then you think?
Yes, all over the place.
But her heart's desire is a 9. 9s are stage, out in the public eye, and a mass.
Okay. So she's got, first of all, she is a nurturer. I'm really happy that her Rahu's in Pusha instead of Aslatia, because that's the snake. I would say her dad could be a little more
So,
snake-like. I can't hear you. Trisha, you sound crazy again. What's going on?
Big picture. Somebody emailed me earlier about life.
Trisha, you might have to reboot. Okay. So I'll just continue. This is nuts. Trisha, are you here? Oh, God. Okay. So the first house, she's got Rahu, Mercury, and Sun. The first house is your personality. It's your first house. It's how people see you. It is the most important part of your chart. Why? It's your ascendant. It doesn't even matter like what mask. I've heard some people say it's your mask, it's this. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Your first house is your body, like your vehicle in this life. Okay, so it's going to be your health. It's going to be your body. It's going to be how people see you. It's going to be what you're here to do. So it's a very important chart. Okay, now, and especially it's the most important when you have a ton of planets in the first house. If you have planets in the first house, Trisha, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So when you have planets in the first house, it's going to bring things to you in this life. And you are going to stand out no matter what. So the first house, and you're going to focus on yourself too. Like you're not going to worry about everything else because the main focus is you. And when you see Rahu, Mercury, and Sun, this is somebody that needs to be in the limelight, period. Because Rahu is fame. Rahu's the outcast. Rahu's the taboo breaker. I guarantee you she might have issues with siblings if she has siblings, maybe some drama with some family members. I mean, I don't know the whole 9 yards, but I do know her father was in Hollywood for many, many years, and he got her through the ranks. I read that. So she worked, she hustled, but I'll say, guess what her son is in? Son is in Aslacia, the snake. You know, but it's in her first house. So her father had a lot of influence on her in her life, like getting her where she is. You can see that. And anybody that has Sun and Mercury conjunct, you need to work for your own. You need to work in, like, you're great at business. You're great. You want to be like somewhat as a leader. And Rahu there just amplifies this, like explodes it. Then she has her second house of speaking. It's also singing. It's also acting. It's all of your speech. She has Venus in Leo. Leo is the actor. This nakshatra Prabha Falguni is the actor, actress thing. Venus is there. Money through acting. It's right there.
Yeah.
And actually the second house is money. So speaking, playing that part. Now she's got an addictive personality too. She's got a party side to her. Big time.
That makes sense that she goes into acting maybe for the money, not like others might go into acting for other reasons.
Yeah. So why I will say she's toned down a bit, like her personality is a lot, like she's grown up and changed. Okay. Let's just say that too. This is her up until 40 and she's getting to that age now. So she's like molding herself. Why she's been married more than once, Rahu in the first house right there. So why you're going to be attracted to foreigners, Rahu in the first house. This Rahu K2 axis does this to people. Also, her humanitarian things, why she wants to help people, Mars in the 12th. The 12th house is hospitals, jails, prisons, all that stuff. But it's also helping people that are like doing humanitarian work, helping people that are struggling. Okay, then you have to look at her third house of communications. Also the third house of siblings. I do think she has issues with siblings. We have to figure that out. Wonder if anybody knows. And moon. Okay, so in the moon thing here, her moon is in Virgo, in Hasta. So she has a Virgo moon that completely balance. She thinks like a perfectionist. She could be a conspiracy theorist here. She's a detective. She wants to know the truth about things. She's got Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, all conjunct in the third house. This is somebody that's really detail-oriented, somebody that hustles. So, like, even though acts like maybe a little more aloof than she is, deep down inside, she's a Virgo. Like, she's thinking Virgo. She's controlling. She controls her emotions. She probably has a lot of depression here and there. She goes through a lot of, like, ups and downs with 1 minute she's happy, and then the next minute she can get a little sad. But regardless, her moon in Virgo, she has a moon in Virgo, and that's somebody that's a perfectionist, practical, thinks through things. She's not going to That's going to balance out this crazy Rahu in the first house that makes people impulsive, compulsive. That balances that out.
That probably explains it when they said we had to sit down and get our diaries out. It's very Virgo-like, isn't it?
Speaking of, and the third house is a writing. Okay. So right there, that's so funny you say that right at that time. Third house is writing. Boom.
It just stood out to me when they said that they got the diaries out and, you know, and never go more than 2 weeks without seeing each other was one of their tips. When it's long distance.
Okay, this little TVAS guy, I know that. I'm not getting into all of this chart, okay? You were the one that messed with me last time. So don't tell me to think. You will be removed if you act up again. Don't do it to me this one, okay? You will be removed within 30 seconds if you're... All right. Anyway. And then if you see here, her Saturn is... Look at how strong her Saturn is. I don't know many people with a strong Saturn like this. This is incredibly strong. Okay, and then if we look at her, well, first of all, she's in a Jupiter Dasha. I wonder when she got married before, because she was in a Rahu Dasha before, which completely makes sense why she had a marriage that went and left, okay?
Because actually she's 36, isn't she? And so to have children, she's getting on the later side.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm forgetting she's 36.
Well, children is Jupiter, okay? But her children are PUK. She'll probably be able to have kids if she really wants to, but it's just not going to be easy. It's going to cause stress, you know?
Maybe that's not something on their top of their their list.
Right.
She talks more about charitable work and getting into that than the thought of kids by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And she can do it more now she's with him and in the UK and Europe. That's what they were talking about. Right.
Right. Yeah. Now, do I think like this is her end all tell all? No. So that little troll in here that likes to make comments, you have to look at her Navamsha chart too. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter. She's not her birth chart 100%. Okay. So yes, she can make her money, big money through speaking. Her 11th Lord goes into her second. Good call. Don't say Heidi think. Okay. You could just say it and not say Heidi think after it. But I'm not going to go through a whole entire chart with people because half the people here don't understand what I'm saying. I'm showing quick points of what you. Oh my God.
You don't want to lose people when you're doing this, do you? Because
you got to make it short, quick, and easy. Because nobody, unless you're studying astrology aggressively, you don't understand about the lords, you know. So,
most of this is going over my head, but it's more and more is sinking in. But, you know, so when you're doing things like this, you don't want to lose people by getting too deep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what you're trying to do, is not go too deep and lose people.
Right. And if you look at her Navamsha chart, she stays a Cancer. She's got Rahu conjunct Venus. I guarantee you know what else is weird? You have to look at the Navamsha chart for the spouse. So you can see her spouse chart has Ketu conjunct Mars in it. Well, guess who has that? Prince Harry.
Right.
His moon is in it, or he's an Aries ascendant. You can read. So you can read somebody's husband from what you basically do. There's two ways. You can, you can count over 7 houses.
Yeah.
You just go from there. So you start at the 7th house and go over. And then you could say, well, okay, he's got K2 in Capricorn. Well, he could be government, law and order, foreign, right? It's so funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mars in the 6th. You could have some enemies for sure. Look, I mean, it's just Venus in the 8th. Could have some, that's one thing. He could have some addictions, maybe. But they both could actually, to be quite honest with you.
So for someone like me or other people, you'd look at that either that way or in that area that you've just pointed out for their marriage.
Or you'd have to look at that. You have to look at the spouse. What is the significator, the DK? It's that planet shows like timing with marriage and stuff. It shows your.
I need to look at so it shows somebody would have maybe more than one husband or wife then over their life.
Oh, that's Rahu in the 1st. Anytime somebody has Rahu and Ketu in the 1st, there's always 2 marriages. It's always unpredictable. Good luck giving them a reading. It's just never going to happen. Like it's because their lives are unpredictable. It's just the way it goes. Now, Rahu people tend to be, I think, more easily to read because they're more trying to find themselves. So they kind of go with the flow. When K2 people in the first house are definitely more like behind the scenes. You can't figure them out, you know? So, but definitely the Rahu in the first brings fame, brings status, brings, you know, people are going to, now she's going to have issues too. All that fame and stuff, it comes with a price. Rahu brings fame with a price. And right now, look at this. She's having a Rahu return in her first house. And for her, Rahu's going to be one of the most important planets for the spouse because she's got Rahu in the first house. So Rahu transits are very important for her for relationships. Okay. And if you look at her transits, look, Rahu's in the first house. So in this next year and a half, that's when she's getting married. Exactly. Foreign things. She's got Jupiter in the fourth. That's why she moved to a foreign land. I mean, it's so here. This is definitely probably her time.
Did they announce what month they're getting married? Because they said the spring, but that could be March. It could be April. Was a month announced? I don't think it was it?
I don't think so.
I was just looking at, instead of a year, what month she was going to get married in, but maybe we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
I got married in year 9 of endings. Can you believe that? That's crazy.
That's funny. Wonder what I got married in. Mine was
didn't work.
Mine was when did I get married? I got married 5/7/10, 2010.
2010. I'll work it out while you're talking.
Yeah. So that's the basics. That's as much as we're going to probably get into today. I mean, honestly, out of all of the royal family and everything, personally, I think these two are the best.
I was going to say, do you think they're good? I think they're, no, just hearing them speak and sit with each other, you could tell it appeared they were in love. Whereas when you heard Prince Philip, not Philip, Charles speaking about Diana, it was cringe.
And he doesn't get, I'm telling you, like, he does not get along with his brother.
Father, or his brother.
Father and brother. I guarantee you he secretly cannot stand his brother.
Interesting.
Yeah. Guarantee. I would bet literally everything I own on that he's like, yeah, my brother I can't stand him.
Just going back to you, what month did you get married in 2010?
May.
You were in year 6 of marriage. That is a marriage year.
Well, that's interesting.
Depends on your partner though, you see.
Gosh, I don't even remember his birthday. I think his birthday is May 27th, 1981.
Yeah, I don't need that. I just need the 20. What was it? 27th of May. You said 25th.
5/27/81. Well, he got remarried right after, so he got married like immediately.
He got married in year 8, which is really about work and workaholism and money.
And 8 is to me would be 8th house, which is endings, death and rebirth, endings like death.
It's interesting putting it together like that. Yeah. What's the 6th house again?
So 6th house is your day-to-day routine, and 6th house is we should do a show, and that's kind of would be interesting to correlate both of these two one day because
and the houses, see how it.
And because you could use them both, you know, you could say what's the 6th house? The 6th house is everyday work life, relationship with coworkers, debts, sicknesses, diseases. It's enemies that you know of, uncles, aunts, maternal or paternal uncles and aunts. It's small pets, routine tasks, duties. So it's like your everyday life. So I guess you could say, and then it's the 6th sign, which that's Virgo.
So what house would you say is the marriage, or is the marriage house then? 7.
Right. The 7th house and the 9th house are very important for marriage. The 7th and 9th, and the 5th house is romance. So when I look at, but it depends on somebody's chart. So like for him, let's look at his chart. Well, who just got married, and it's not my ex-husband because I don't even know his chart. But who did you say is a marriage year? What were we just talking about? I got totally.
You were in the marriage year when you got married. Number 6 in numerology.
All right, let me look at my chart. My 6th house, I'd go to my 6th, well, because I'd have nothing in my 6th house. My 6th Lord goes into my first house. So yeah, that would make sense because it's me, Mars, K2. You know, that would be, and I was.
But you also like doing a compatibility. You look at both of you, so it might be good for you. Was it good for the good timing for the other person?
I can tell you, for me, it was horrible timing because I had K2 in the 8th. Like that was an immediate ending, and I was in a Venus Rahu Dasha, and I have K2 in my first house. So if I would have known astrology, plus I remember looking at his birthday one time, and our moons had like 2 points of compatibility, and that wouldn't have changed throughout the day. So, and you know, it's because I think his moon was in Aslacia, and Aslacia moons do not get along with me. Like there's just like, I have friends that are Aslacia moons. My sister's double Aslacia. And it's funny, my sister loved him. They got along. But but for me, they're too clingy, like stage 5 clinger, whatever you call it, you know? That was the problem.
What year did you say was born?
1981, 1980. Sorry, 80, 527, 1980.
Interesting. So 5.
Oh, surprise, surprise. I told you, what is up with those 5?
Oh, they say 7s and 5s go together, but 5, you know, they, like we discussed before, they are the most extreme in temperament.
He wasn't.
Wasn't.
It was not extreme in temperament. That was.
Did you show any signs of like a 5, like addictive personality or obsessive?
Money,
obsessed about money.
Yeah, and he always bought me things. Like he would buy me things when all that did to me was make me more like, I don't need to be bought. You know, I'm the type of person that.
He's got at least 2 5s. I mean, my dad was very generous with people. He'd buy them things.
Yes, he was very generous. And that just drove me nuts. But, you know, he just would. And because the thing was, I didn't even know this at the time, but I needed more of a mental connection, spiritual connection.
Right. Yeah.
So like, the materialistic stuff, he could have bought me 85 bags. I didn't care. Like I was like, thanks. He bought like, all these David Yurman rings and I lost them. Like that's why I can't, because realistically, I'm not that type of person. Like I want nice things, but only like, you know what cancers are? Cancers like really nice things. Speaking of, because my sister.
Is that Cancer ascendant or?
I think he had Cancer moon. Okay. He had so many nice shoes, and he was a Rohini ascendant, which was exactly, he was my 7th house opposite. I'm pretty sure if the time was right. It just didn't align with me. Like it wasn't good. And
I think for me, if it's interesting what my chart says, I need that friendship and the mental connect, but I need the friendship.
You need a friendship, mental, and space.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can't do clingy.
You need friendship, mental, space, and you need to feel like there's a structure. You need to have a little, you kind of need a structure too.
Yeah, like when you come home, you know they're going to be there. They're not going to run off and just like,
right.
Because they can't cope. They've got to go and find other women to chat to while I'm doing my thing. Yeah, I need that structure as well, but also someone that isn't too clingy. That's exactly true of me.
And you know, somebody wrote in here, it's funny, he wrote, okay, Heidi, I'm going to answer this question just because it's coming from T-Boss. Okay, my favorite.
Oh, no.
Okay. Heidi, what do you think of Moon and Chitra conjunct with K2 in Hasta? Well, a Moon and Chitra is great, for sure. But throw it in the bag with K2 and Hasta, I don't think it does that well, because K2 is. So anytime K2 is in a sign that's like not his nakshatra, so K2 rules Maga, okay? K2 does well in Maga. K2 does really well in a Swani. Why did we just delete Jen Fisher? Okay, K2 does good in, wait, why did we just delete Kim? What did she say? Okay, so K2 does well in Aries and, in Aswani, the first nakshatra, it's ruled by K2. K2 does well in Scorpio, period, because it's Mars energy. It does great as long as it's doing its detective work. K2 does well in Mula. Mula is ruled by K2 and Maga. So those 4 nakshatras, if you have it conjunct K2, it's happy. He's fine. You're going to have your ups and downs, but it's not the best. Anything else, K2 is confused because K2 is like, get me out of here. And I don't want all this, you know, this emotional, like materialistic stuff. I don't want this. I don't want the fame. I don't want this. I don't want that. It's like, so in those other planets, in Aslacia, that makes the snakiest snake. Period. Like that could make somebody that's the snakiest of the snakes. And manipulative as all can be. Because Rahu does well in Aslacia, because Rahu's like more ruled by, it's, you know, Aslacia is the snake. It's Rahu does well there. But
right.
K2, I think, doesn't do that well. Oh, Heidi, Kim was a sex ad. That's so funny. I'm getting sex ads now. Thank you then. Oh, that's great. Okay, poor ex, what a loss. I have to address this, okay? I jumped the gun, got married within 6 months. He proposed quickly. We didn't know each other very well. And honestly, I eloped in a way. The place burned to the ground before I was supposed to get married. And I was just like, oh, well, that should have been an omen right there.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah. So I called to make sure I called the photographer to like just check and make sure everything was okay. And the lady goes, wait, where are you getting married again? And I told her the place. She goes, Heidi, that place burned to the ground 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God. And
I was like, really? Looks like I'm gonna have to find another. I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even stressed out, nothing. Like I was just like, okay, we'll find a new place. So we found another place, but we worked together. So we had that to talk about. But once, you know, I was over that and there was nothing really else. That's all we had. Like,
same with my ex-husband. We were in the military together. We had that in common. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Take the military out of it. We didn't really have anything. Take the physical and the military out of it, and then there was nothing really.
Yeah. Okay, T-Vast, you said here, never mind. Moon and Chitra conjunct with K2 and Hasta. I thought you said Aslacia. K2 and Hasta, no comment. I mean, I just think it makes you controlling and makes you like really perfectionist, makes you like try to really know details and stuff. It will make you a great detective. That's for sure. That's a lot different than I thought I read Aslacia, but yeah. So I think that's going to do a lot better than what I just said. It makes you a detective. It makes you really question beliefs. You're going to have a hard time learning astrology. That's for sure with that conjunction. Because you're going to want all the details. Yep. All right, we'll read a couple charts. Do you think?
Yeah, I'm just checking my cat's, but isn't on the screen. Sorry, she's I think she's trying to protect us tonight. She's here again. So.
All right, let's do this. Do we have any questions for the rods? Because my rods will be here on Friday. I'm so excited. So we're going to do the joint rods. So let's see. We're not going to do like we did the last time, but do we have any questions for the rods?
Let's warm them up on Masca's back. Poor Masca. She didn't like that. What is it?
You know, K2, let me tell you another thing K2 and Jupiter does. It makes the detective, and it also makes the conspiracy theorist. It also makes it makes you like, if you're a healer, like if you're a Reiki person, you're going to be like a Reiki master, you know, because it's the hands healing. But I will say, I think like the Pope and them have this. It also can make a dictator. It can also make a thief. But the Moon and Chitra would balance that out. All right, any questions for the rods?
I've had to turn my phone off because it seemed when I was trying to look at the chat on my phone, it was sending things, so I've turned it off.
Is Harry's girlfriend pregnant?
A lot of people thinking that the way she had her coat. Okay. Is Meghan Markle pregnant? No answer. Is Meghan Markle already pregnant? The rods are not moving. I don't know if you can hold on. See if I can you see them where I've got them?
I'm looking at birthdays here.
All right, because on my screen it looks like you can't see them, but
I can see them, I think. No, you might, they,
So
maybe just go down to a teeny bit.
is Meghan Markle already pregnant? See how they're not moving, look?
Yeah.
But one's wavering a little bit. It's wavering to know. Are we meant to know if Meghan Markle is already pregnant? No, we're not meant to know. See how they went no?
Will they last?
Depends on the time frame. Will Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, will their marriage last? Answering. Will they?
Man, it's been doing that a lot with me lately. When I
It is. It's not. It's like you're not meant to know this. Will they last more than 10 years? Not moving. Are we meant to know how long Meghan and Harry will last? No, we're not meant to know. Sometimes, you know, when you're looking into other people's lives, especially the stuff we're looking into.
Well, I just figured out why TVOS got on my nerves so much. Because I have his chart up right now. It makes total sense.
Is there something in there that would trigger you?
Absolutely. Big time. Boom. His Rahu's in Uttar Bhadapadra, which is on my moon, but in the same house, different nakshatra. Okay. I'll give you a little reading here real quick. So you're a Leo ascendant, nakshatra of Purva Falguni, which is the party animal, you know, the kind of the lazy side of Leo. I'm not saying you're lazy, but it can be. It's also all about contracts. It's about negotiations. It's about marriage. It's about relationships. It's about, but it wants to be like free, you know? So this nakshatra is the nakshatra that can tend to go south sometimes, but you don't have any planets in there. But the first lord goes into your 12th house, which is the sun. So there's a lot of foreign activity in your 12th house. So I'd be curious to know if you live in Singapore City still. His birthday, Trisha, he's August 1st, I think. Let's just make sure. August 1st, 1987.
Okay.
Okay. Also, your Mercury is in Gemini, which is my 8th house. In the 11th house, in Purnavasu, this is very good for, let me go back to that 12th house. So the first lord goes into your 12th house, which is sun. So meaning you want to uncover the truth. There's a lot of this also. You have Mars in Aslesha. You have Sun in Pusha. You have Venus in Pusha. This is great for, you know, fame, you know, but everything needs to be in another country. So if you don't live in Singapore, it's probably kind of tough for you. I mean, you do better in another country. Also, that right there is somebody that has hidden enemies. Mars, Sun, Venus. Conjunction in the 12th house, women enemies, power struggles with women and men and government, because it's all together in that 12th house. So, and also your second house of speech, God, you have K2 conjunct moon. Okay. So you definitely have K2 conjunct moon, which is you can detach from emotions. You can be cold. You can be, you could have separation from your mother. You could have controlling issues. When you speak, it can be aggressive and you don't think what you say because K2 is there. It's in your second house. And it can also give you money, but give you money issues too. Like you don't really care about money, so you'll spend it. Or you might, you know, have to pay for your family and stuff. But on the positive side, what that does is you do have tremendous speaking skills. Okay. So tremendous detective skills. Okay, for sure. But you just have to, you know, you've got a lot of things going on in your chart, which I can see why you made me so mad. Okay. And then you have Jupiter and a Swanee. That's like, let's say, you know, you have a lot of higher knowledge. Like you know a lot of stuff, you know, you definitely do, for sure. You know, you have that guru type of chart in a way, but you know, you're born in 1987, so you're a little younger than me. You just had, let's see. You just had a Saturn return the past 2 years, so maybe you moved, maybe you had some things happen to something with the mother, or you know, your emotion, your feelings changed, your emotions changed. I would say a lot. your Saturn's in Scorpio. Another reason why you and I got into a tiff. Oh, and your Mars right now is in Virgo on your moon. So aggressive. Like right now, there's a lot of stuff going on. You have Rahu in your 12th. You really, I would say this, you have to be very cautious the next year and a half. You're going to do a lot of detective work, research work. You should learn astrology. It's going to be really good for you because you'll learn it. You have the gift to do it, but you're going to try to get into all the details and you might just be a little too blunt and just rub people the wrong way. Exactly kind of how you did it with me. But you got to watch out for hidden enemies. You got to watch out for accidents for the next year and a half. And maybe some health things could come up or accidents, and you might have some enemies. I mean, you really might next year, but now is all about using your creativity. So if you have any creative projects or anything like that, fifth house things, the fifth house is intelligence, romance, speculation, luck. You need to you're going to go into isolation mode, and it's probably going to be kind of good for you because you need to just kind of try to stay out of the public and stuff. And you got to be careful because you could be you have to watch out for being robbed. And I don't want to scare you so much, but there's so many planets in that 12th house and Rahu's in there, which is completely unpredictable. So Donald Trump has this transit right now. Any Leo ascendant has this transit right now. And you're definitely going to, you're going to explore other realms. You're going to explore the 12th house stuff, secrets, hidden talents, all that kind of stuff. But even photography, you'd be a great photographer. All right. What about you? What do you have to say about him?
Have a guess what life path number is.
He's a 5.
No.
7.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Me either.
Because yes, he probably would make a great astrologer and things like that, but obviously he needs to be careful, like you say, how he's doing it, not to be too blunt. Yeah, life path number 7. So yes, he's the seeker of the truth, seeker of the hidden. Obviously I'm only looking at 3 out of his 6 numbers, so I don't know his full chart. But I find other 7s against other 7s. What I'm witnessing, you think Princess Diana, the Queen, were both 7s, didn't get along. You think 2 7s would get along, not necessarily so. Interesting to know if you've got any friends that are 7s that you do get on with. But 7s don't necessarily get along like you think they would.
Yeah.
He's got a 9 birthday, so has got a humanitarian side to him, and a 1 attitude number. So that's a leader, not a follower. Now, when you've got a 1 attitude number, that's where you said, be careful not to be too blunt. This is where this person's got to be careful that they're not being too impatient, intolerant. They've got very leadership numbers, very psychic, this person, but what could go, their ego could get in the way. And that's just looking at 3 out of 6 numbers. They're in a personal year 2 till about July, August time. Obviously by August it'll be changing. So this is a year of self. Year 2 is actually not just about love, it's self-love. This is where you need to do the inner healing of the wounds that you might have, because none of us have come through childhood unwounded. And it'd be interesting to know how accurate this is. I got self-forgiveness and father healing. Would there say anything in that chart about father issues?
Well, yeah, father issues would be number 1, but same with mother issues too. I mean, I would say both.
I mean, this card doesn't come. I asked a question the other day about these cards. My father's passed away, so you probably all know now. And I asked a question and I got the father, and it was related to my father, and this card came out. Now, I don't feel they come out randomly. They come out, it's like the law of attraction. It's what's meant to come out. So maybe some father healing issues, and then you increase your personal power. Then you won't be rubbing other people up the other way because you won't be needing to feel like I've got to prove my power to everybody. So when you get over your father issues, you're more comfortable in your own skin, especially as another man.
Yeah. And when I look at that father, it's like a leadership skills too. And since, you have that dictator leadership type of personality that, you have to, and you have moon, you don't care. Like when you have moon conjunct K2, you don't care whose feelings you hurt. Something happened to you at a very young age that, look, I've got K2 in my first house. It makes me act this way, which is why I got so annoyed at you. So like, you probably got really annoyed that I yelled at you, but that's the lesson you need to learn, is you can't just say things and not think about it. You need to really, you have got an active 12th house, which is hidden enemies that can come out of nowhere. That literally can do damaging things to you. And it can be women, sun, power leaders, father, and Mars, or brothers. I mean, it's a lot of things. It's siblings. It's there. You have a big karmic chart. Okay. So you probably don't sleep. You probably have even if your father was still alive now, he could be like leadership, government, whatever, but he could go through something, he could have a rough year and a half. But you really, really, really just need to be very cautious about what you say, how you think, you could go into depression, you could be like really OCD, and, you have to be very careful and cautious with other people. And you don't, because, K2 conjunct moon is, you won't learn those lessons until like later in life, you still probably won't. You get really cold and so detached that
that's what just take the cat with the rods there. That's what can happen with sevens as well. They need to learn to express their emotions, be open about their emotions, not be like this lone wolf.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on in your life that I would say. There's like the Judgment, the Page of Pentacles, everything's reversed, everything. The only thing that's not is Judgment is upright, but the ending card was the Hierophant reversed. All right, I pulled you an oracle card.
And I've just pulled these jumped out of the deck. Look, the Seven of Swords and the Hermit. That's Seven of Swords. If it's not you, it's someone around you. That's trickery, mistrust, someone who can't be trusted, stealing ideas. And the Hermit's come out with it. They just literally jumped out the deck. That's the Virgo card.
Mm-hmm.
Is this person a Virgo sun in Vedic?
No, he's a Cancer. He's a Cancer sun. He's a Leo ascendant and a moon in Virgo. His moon is in Virgo. Conjunct K2.
This is the Virgo card, the Hermit.
Yep.
Maybe somebody's doing this. Let me ask for the rods. Is this you, or is this somebody connected to you? So it's the Seven of Swords representing T-Vast. I don't think it is. This is somebody around you, connected to you. Can't be trusted. You could be getting tricked. It's trickery, theft. I feel it's someone connected to him, not him.
I just pulled deceit.
And they both mean that's basically the same card.
Yeah, you have to watch out for somebody, apparently. And you know what? Rahu's in that 12th. Like I said, you got to watch out for hidden enemies right now. Don't worry, it's not me. I'm the known one.
No, we're helping you by saying this because,
I'm being nice, okay?
Yeah, we're being nice here. We're trying to protect you.
And this is the first card I pulled for you, though. And this is the 47, the thinking woman. Female of wisdom or understanding. And I think this card is related to me telling you this. This card shows a woman holding a book, standing before a staircase, ready to lead you to a higher understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. This could also be a new love interest with a woman who is thoughtful, conscious. I think this is kind of like me just telling you this advice, but there's definitely some deceit because there's a lot of things going on right now in these cards.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it away now, but those cards, the Seven of Swords and the Deceit, are like the same card. Yeah. What's the chance of us both pulling that out?
But don't be too, I mean, you probably don't even care though. That's the thing. Like you're probably like, I don't care.
Depends if they care, yeah.
Whatever. So you'll be fine. All right, let's do another one.
What I found when sevens don't find their passion, like you found yours, this is your passion. Mm-hmm. But like if somebody else hasn't quite found that yet, that's when they can start picking on other people and trying to pick away or be smart. And then again, this is not against that person. They can start being a bit of a smart ass. And this is men and women, not just the men. The women do it as well. It's like, I haven't found my thing. And you find them picking on people, trying to bring them down because they haven't found that passion themselves. And that is a negative trait to a seven. But when you find it, like you found it, you're in your, Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you know what? He wrote something in here too, like, and this is true. I've noticed this. So when Virgos, like I know somebody's chart like this that I just know very well. And he's a lot older than you. So when he's got Moon and K2 conjunct, and he has this duty to the mother and to the family, okay? But there is a separation. Like there's some distance of the feelings that, you might feel like you're responsible, or there's something there that you can't, get away from. And, you have all those planets in Cancer. And I've noticed people that have Virgo moons and Cancer, they are always close with their mothers and they're close with their family, no matter how chaotic it is. But the point of this is, that didn't jump out to me so much. I think the sun, like where Trisha got that card, this is more ego problems. That's my opinion. Ego and authority. You got to be careful. Like if you're getting in trouble and maybe you're in an unhealthy relationship. Oh yeah, you're in a relationship. I just pulled Knight of Swords, the Devil, Page of Swords, Two of Cups, emotional prison. So there's probably a relationship that's not working out very well for you. And though it will end if it's supposed to in the next year and a half. Okay, let's go to somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, please give. Okay, what do I just found this one. Okay, this one's right here. It's just bold and it has my name highlighted, and it's close to my birthday, so we'll do that. September 6th, 1984.
Ooh, okay.
And I can't scroll up and go in order tonight. I just don't have that capacity. Serbia. What city in Serbia? Never mind, we can't do it. Just kidding. You can do the numerology.
Haven't you got all the details?
Yeah.
Okay. So this person's a life path number 1. Again, like somebody emailed me earlier, I think, saying that just to highlight here, I needed to highlight this again, because obviously people are going to be new people in and out. When we look at this, it might sound a bit general sometimes, but you've got to remember you've got 6 core numbers. Your life path number is the most important one, but it'd be like Heidi looking at one planet on your chart. It's not going to give you the full picture. So you've got to remember this is like a snippet. This guy thought he didn't sound nothing like a 5 until I mentioned money, and he's no good with money. And he was being nice. He wasn't being funny. But then he realized he was actually like a 5. But I had to explain, you might have lots of other numbers that counteract those weaknesses of a 5.
Yeah.
And I guess if you don't know anything about numerology, like I know very little about Vedic, you can jump to some wrong conclusions. So these are more general and tasters. So obviously if you had a private reading, you would get full in-depth and you'd get your chart. So this person's a 1, they're a leader, not a follower, like Prince Harry we've been talking about. You need to be in charge. You got to be careful of your ego. I'm trying to like add extra bits in that I don't always go over every little bit. You could be a military leader, your own boss, preferably. You've got a 6th birth, you've got a 6 attitude number. So the house, the home, the family is very important too, I'd imagine. Can you hear my cat? You can't hear my cat, can you?
I can hear him. Yeah.
She's snoring. I'm sorry.
Wait, are we doing 9-6?
Yeah.
What's his numbers? Just curious.
1 life path number, 6th birthday. Was it 6th of September?
Yeah.
6th birthday, 6th attitude number. So they're very loving, like healer, teacher, counselor type energy. Mm-hmm. You might even want to, when it comes to the opposite sex, rescue. You might be a bit of a rescuer, because when you've got lots of 6s, they often want to rescue a damsel in distress, or if it's the other way around, women want to rescue the men. You're in a 7 at the moment. This is about spirit. You're in the same year as Prince Harry we've been talking about, spiritual growth, going deeper spiritually. It's a huge spiritual growth year for you till about August next year, and then it's a year 8, which is aiming as high as you can. Karmic year, you can meet a life mate next year if you're single. If you're not single, you still might meet a life mate. Lots of people that may come into your life that are going to stay in for a long time. They're going to be very influential, and it's definitely happening to me because I'm in year 8 now. People that are going to help raise you up, lift you higher in whatever profession you're doing, or if you've got your own business. But you'd be great at, this is the sort of person, if they had their own business, that treat their staff like family.
Yeah. This is crazy, your chart. Your chart couldn't be any more aligned to mine. He put his, I found his city.
Oh, because you're same year, isn't it? 84? Yeah,
and also I think that he's got it, and just weirdly, he's got the same birthday as somebody else that I made you do a lot of readings for, in the past. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So same birthday. I think it is. But all right, here's the deal. No, just a day off. I know somebody else with it this birthday. Mm-hmm. But you're a Taurus ascendant. So you're like if you look at these charts, I'm going to share my screen with you on this. We have like the exact opposite signs with the exact opposite placement. Wait, where's my Zoom? This is crazy, actually. I've met so many Virgos too, like so many people that had a birthday close to mine, and our charts were nothing alike. So it's kind of weird that tonight, like your chart is like mine, and so yours is really like mine, way more than Harry's. Okay. The only thing, your moon is different. The moon will change, obviously, because the moon is transiting every two days, in signs. But in nakshatras, it's transiting through nakshatras. It's a little bit, there's less time. That's why in India, they read so much from your moon instead of your sun. And I find that the moon works way more than the sun, because the moon is how you think. The moon is your programming, however you're programmed. It's going to be how you're emotionally. And your moon is in Capricorn. He's got the same moon as you, Trisha. Same moon, Sravana, Nakshatra. You're a good listener. Now, did we lose you? Okay. I just want you to see this because this is kind of crazy. This is your chart. Where's mine? This is so nuts. I love seeing things like this. It's just so interesting to see how we're going to be very similar, but completely different. We're going to have the same beliefs. Why is it so slow? What?
Every time you share your screen, it goes really.
That's when it goes weird? Hold on. Never mind. We're going to wait. Just give it a second. Did I lose you? This is so weird. Trisha. Trisha, where are you? Oh my gosh, primitive intention. My friend's birthday is 6666. No joke. We'll do yours. 2. This is crazy. Guys, this is a Mercury retrograde, that's for sure. Like, this is the stuff that happens. Trisha, where are you? Okay, so I'll just tell you about yourself. Taurus ascendant, which is you're my opposite sign. Okay, and you have Rahu in the first house. I have Ketu in the first house. Like if you look at our charts aligned, your 7th house is my ascendant, exact placements. My 7th house is your ascendant, Rahu and Kritika. With like, this is actually really crazy. Okay. So when you have Rahu in the first house, you're going to be, are you there? You're there, right?
I've been here the whole time, but like, I didn't think you were here, but I've just been dowsing us. And I think we're getting some psychic attack.
I'm sure we are. Ask that rod if we're getting psychically attacked.
I'll just ask now. I'll show you again in case nobody could see. Are we getting, Heidi and I getting psychically attacked on the show tonight?
That was like the fastest I ever gave. Yeah. You know what? Let me just bounce those right back at you.
Are they, is it normally viewers that are psychically attacking us? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're normally people that watch.
Well, you know what?
I'm not saying anybody in the room tonight, but
good luck. And you know what? I think they're attacking you. I see if they're attacking you. Nobody can attack me here. Not happening. Good luck attacking this beast.
Because I've had a lot of problems with my live streams, haven't I? Are they actually psychically attacking me?
Yeah.
Are they psychically attacking Heidi? One didn't move, so it's more me, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Whoa.
Let's reverse this. Let's do a spell.
Send all that negativity back to them.
Yeah.
Bounce it back.
You don't want that negative. Like, once I sleep on this one, tomorrow you'll wake up in a bad mood. Trust me. Not you, Trisha, the troll. Okay, so, because I'm sure I can figure out who it is.
I think I know.
You do? All right, back to anytime I try to go like do somebody's chart that's like close to mine, somebody else comes out and starts doing stupid things. All right, so Taurus ascendant, Rahu in the first house, you have issues with relationships for sure. You might never want to get married. You might get into relationships with controlling people that try to, run your life. You also are very harsh, like you come off as very extreme Kritika. So you think about money a lot. You're always trying to figure out money, how to make money, finances, for sure. The first lord goes into the fifth house, and that's Venus in Virgo. You're very picky with women. Like, you want clean sex, like you're OCD about that. You don't want to get diseases. This is debilitated Venuses work out nice and we both have Venus debilitated in Virgo. Yours is in your fifth house. Mine's in my 11th. So I think debilitated Venuses are good because you don't have this you don't have this fantasy of romance. We're realists. Like, another thing, you have Saturn in Swati in the sixth house. You're going to live probably a really long life. That's good. No, wait, hold on. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Saturn. And you're also a healer. Okay. Rahu and Kritika could make you definitely a healer. Rahu in Kritika, you're going to always be trying to figure out what you're here to do. And you're going to kind of like probably do aggressive things, or you might jump into things and then they might not work. And then you just go back to your seventh house, or you might get into bad relationships because it's stuff you're trying to learn about yourself, the missing pieces of yourself. You could get married more than once for sure. You're going to be attracted to foreign women. You're going to be better with a foreign person for sure. And even though your chart kind of has all this stuff going on, you'd be good in real estate, you'd be good in business, you'd be good in financial analyst, you'd be a good designer, real estate, anything. But leader, somebody really good in sales. You could sell knives, you could sell insurance, you could sell, it's endless, but you're always going to be searching, always, because your ascendant is in Taurus, but it's in the nakshatra of Mrigashira, always searching, always. So you're going to have a hard time finding something that satisfies you in relationships, and you're going to get bored easily. Somebody could breathe wrong, you get annoyed. Same here, don't worry. People would burn, I would get annoyed how people would brush their teeth. These are things that will drive us nuts. We want things clean. We want things, we're a pain in the ass, both of us, to deal with. Okay. Both of us.
That thing when people eat and they eat noisy, that goes right through me. If somebody eats noisily, I can't stand it.
Eats noisily. Yeah. But the thing about us is we'll do it. We won't care. You know, we'll do things that would annoy us uncontrollably, but then
if someone else does it drives me crazy.
Yeah. I don't but that's another thing. You definitely can be fame, notice, money's going to come to you. Something's going to come to you, but it comes with a price. When Rahu does well in Taurus, though, keep this in mind, because you're always going to be on that materialistic money side. You're always going to be thinking about money. You're always going to be thinking about how to make money, all about it. But then you're going to also have other things. You're just a really good salesperson, good at politics, good at business, good at anything.
Sit still. Can't control this cat.
And I'm going to say that your moon, your Capricorn moon, really, really grounds you and helps you. Like the fact that you have Rahu in the first house, you were probably kind of extreme back in the day, but you have this practical way of thinking too. You're just like a perfectionist. You just are what you are.
Is this the 6th and the 9th you're talking about?
Yeah, back to him. Yeah.
And the ones can be perfectionists as well.
You're never going to work well for others. You're never going to do good underneath people. That's going to be things that really are hard to deal with. You're not going to be able to be told what to do. You're always going to try to leave if you feel if you feel trapped, you're going to bounce. See you later. You're going to run as fast as you can.
And they're number 1 traits as well.
Brandy, thank you for the donation. If you please put your birthday and stuff in if you donate, obviously we're going to do your chart, but please put the month, day, year, city, time, location. And if you can spell out the month, that would be awesome. I'm going to save this chart because this is interesting. What's his name? I don't even know. This will be a good research. So for you, transits to K2 in the 9th, you're going to expand your higher knowledge. You're emotionally going to get a little depressed, just warning you. You might travel more. You also might, you have Saturn in the 8th. Okay. On Jupiter. Okay. I don't know why this screen is doing this. Okay, can you start with Brandy while I'm getting my screen fixed?
Yeah, I can't see the date of birth though.
I'm sorry, it is May 16th.
Yeah.
1971. And if we do your chart, guys, please comment when we close this and it downloads. Not now, because comment now, but please do after too.
Right, I'll just put these on. Okay. So Brandy is will be very creative, no doubt. She's got life path number 3 with an attitude number 3. So the more you have if you've got, say, a 3 life path number, and then you have lots of other 3s in your chart, it just amplifies that number. I guess it's like if you've got a star sign, lots of the same thing, lots of Gemini or something like that, it's going to amplify it. But so again, we're looking at 3 out of 6 numbers. So your path in life is the creative one, the sunshine number. One of your life lessons is to keep drama to a minimum, because 3s and life path number 5s, which are very similar, often have a lot of drama. You have to be careful with money because you can spend money easily. Life path number 3, it doesn't mean to say that there aren't rich number 3s, because there are, but they've either learnt the lesson or they've got other things that balance it out, or they might have somebody who keeps them in check, whether it's a spouse or an accountant or something like that keeps them, on track.
I'm doing a show.
Do you know you're still unmuted, Heidi?
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
You know you're unmuted. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. God, I didn't take that.
That's all right. I didn't know if you knew if we wanted to be further. So yeah, very creative. Very. You need to focus, because 3s often lack focus. You can be brilliant when you zone in on what you're good at. So it could be writing, speaking, music. It's
Speaking.
often music.
Music, absolutely. All those things are in her chart. For
It's
sure.
usually music with threes, but it doesn't mean so it has to be. I know I've got a lot of friends that are threes that are really good painters and artists, the women.
Very much, yes.
For them it seems to be painting, but an art and drawing. But a lot of men are in the music industry or DJs or they're good with the piano, things like that. You've got birth to number 7, so that is the side to that will have an interest in, the hidden, the occult, things like that. You're in a year 4 till about April next year. So this has been a year of laying foundations for the future, working hard, do not give up. It's really going to test your patience, especially having 2 3s in your chart. You might get bored easily. You might want to give up, move on to something else. It's all about dedication, building foundations, not giving up. It's all about building the structure. Number 4 is all about structure. Next year, you're going to be year 5 near your birthday. So that is going to be about travel, communication, magnetizing people to you. You might get itchy feet and want to move or think about moving. You might want to literally travel a lot. Some people do travel like me. Or you might travel with your job more, things like that. But it's also about communication, speaking as well in year 5. It can be a time when you have a lot of fun, let's put it, have fun safely. Very sexually magnetic year it can be.
So I'll go with her for a little. So back to the other person, you're gonna have a year of transformation. Money could come in, and an inheritance can come in, and you could have some issues with maybe your mother or something like that, or maybe just be careful. Don't spend too much money. Okay. All right. This person, Brandy, you're a Pisces ascendant in the nakshatra of Revati. So Pisces ascendants, same nakshatra that my moon is in. So you act how I think. And so you probably act very caring, you're very creative. Okay. This nakshatra is one of the most creative nakshatras for sure. There's 3, this is one of them. So when your ascendant is that means your career path could be in this. So even a nurse, a healer, but then you have this creative side too, that, you could get into. It's like the deepest water of spirituality. This is what you're going to be looking for, what you're searching for and doing. Now you have a Capricorn moon. So this is completely, I'm saying this, but I'm going to totally take that and change it up. Okay. This is your ascendant, your first house. And so Pisces they're great creators, sculptors, musicians. They like drums. They like dancing. They like, just connecting with beats, like drums, pianos, not so much music, with words. It's almost music that doesn't have words. It's the fish. So you like your freedom. You like your space. You like the water. You like to be around the water. Doesn't mean you like to swim, but you like to be around the water. Love connecting to animals, humanity. You might love horses. You might like animals. You might you're always protected when you travel. It's a good trait to have. Very caring. You might get walked over here and there. But now listen, so this Pisces in Revati gets broken down to these padas. So the other padas sometimes can be very outer space, Albert Einstein creative, but just a little out there. This one, pada 2 is more of the workaholic. It's the doers. So it's you'll want to try to create something and invent something and heal somebody because there's a bigger mission attached to it. It's you want to heal the world. You want to create something that can make society better. So say you invent something that's I don't know, I'd just go with some invention that feeds people, but it's feeding people in masses. And making it practical. It's very practical. And you have a chart of a nurse. I mean, you really do. Then your second house is speaking abilities. It's money. You have Venus and Mercury conjunct in the second house, which is phenomenal for speaking. It's phenomenal for sales. great for get charismatic. They can sell anything to anybody, even sing. Just great. And now this is also like people that are interested in, that are doctors and make money through being a doctor. As Swani is like, you dive in and you just handle things. And you heal and you help, and you might like drive really fast. So don't drive too fast. You might like horses. That's, you might like to gamble. You might work with money. You might be something of that sort. Your third house, the house of improvement, is in Taurus, in Critica. Like there's something, you probably do something with money, good with money. Might spend money, but you're good at, you worry about money too. Issues possibly with the father, siblings, mother too. a lot of things actually. And definitely, I'd be curious to know if you have children, or if you do have children, if you are one of the people that like fight for children's rights, that type of thing. And your moon is conjunct Mars and Rahu. So the way you act is in the way you think. You're lucky this is in Capricorn, but when you're mad, you're mad. Okay. You could also have issues with older siblings, possibly, maybe brothers. Possibly, if you have them, maybe not. Issues with males, your mother, power struggles. Your moon with Mars and Rahu is somebody that can literally like get thrown off the deep end. When they're mad, it's like, watch out. Rahu amplifies things. Mars is aggression, willpower, makes you very independent, and you'll fight for whatever you want. But it's in Capricorn, so I would say it's all about like law and order. You'd make a phenomenal attorney. That's for sure. All right, what do you have to say? And you're a good detective.
Is this Brandy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've already done Brandy.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, when you were done. But I want to say next year, this year 5, just be mindful because it can be very chaotic. Think of 5 as rapid change, transformation, movement, but you can have a lot of drama in a year 5 as well. So it can be good on the magnetism side, but on the flip side, the drama can be, you've got to, and it may not be you, it may be other people around you.
Yeah. Look, you are going to have a big year. Guess, what's so weird, Trisha? You said year 5. Well, you have Rahu Ketu natal return in the 5th house too. So, let's just say that is chaos, but it can be worked to your benefit. I would say that, but you have to just be cautious because it's activating this Rahu Mars moon. So you're going to feel emotionally extremely like up in 1 minute hot, 1 minute, like a fog. You're going to eliminate everybody that is not supposed to be in your life, in your networks, groups, circles. You're going to get rid of them. They will be gone. And if you don't get rid of them, this is somebody that could steal from you. You could have had people that stole from you. And if you have siblings, this could, do things with older siblings if you do. I mean, I kind of got decent cards, but the last card was that one. And you have Jupiter in the
I picked up lots of men around this because I got the female. I know she's not necessarily an air sign. It doesn't matter. This is you. And I had all these men around. The three of the cards were all men. Look.
Well, this would be male issues with males. You also have Mars in the 7th. You just got the thinking woman reverse. What's going on with this thinking woman tonight? She's really.
It's come out quite bad.
Okay, so this is a different. Oh, you have Saturn in your 10th. This is going to really be a tough 2 years for you. Quite honestly, I'm just going to tell you the truth. Now you're in a Jupiter dasha. Jupiter is in your 9th house, so that's good. But you have Jupiter in your 8th house. So I would say for you, the 8th house is you just know what this is. Control, surrender, manipulation, scandals, uncovering endings, career change. This could have to do with career. Sexual attractiveness, death, inheritance. You could get an inheritance. It could be that. But it also could be you go bankrupt. One of those. It's like one of those scenarios. Addictions, disgrace, taxes, government spies, deep-rooted issues, astrology. And it's in Libra. Your 8th house is Libra. So I mean, there's definitely something going on here. Okay. And then there's fifth house activity. Fifth house is, you need to, like, if there's a new job and new business to start, that's what you should do. I would say it's maybe you're going to change jobs. I mean, it could be that, but there's a hurdle. There's going to be hurdles. This isn't going to be easy. Okay. That's for sure. Is she commenting to anything that we're talking about?
I can't look at the chat because every time I turn my phone on,
Oh.
It knocks me off the computer. And we've got just want to say, we've got super fast internet. We've got something like 70, nearly 80 Mbps compared to where we used to live was about 2 or 3. I know in America, like in the city, you probably have, I don't even know what speeds, but that's super fast for us. We never normally have internet connection problems. Right. So I don't know what is going on.
This card could represent a difficult time in your own personal growth. You may be feeling confused about your personal path and disconnected with your true heart's path. Look within and open up your inner guidance, trust your intuition. And that's, that's one thing. Like, you might, Capricorn moons, I feel like Trisha's one, okay? No, she doesn't have a conjunct with Mars and Rahu, but you have to understand that this right here is, it's very hard to, like, sometimes be intuition, like to trust that intuition. Because it's too, like, it's not long.
Kind of too structured.
Yeah, I mean, because you like structure, and then it's Rahu's there, which is not going to let you have it. Mars, that's going to throw, issues with it. And emotionally, this is going to be, like, your biggest problem, I think, is your emotions sometimes. And even though it's in Capricorn, it's like maybe controlling or maybe a little feisty. When you're mad, you're mad. It's like, it can cause some problems here. I just want to read you your next chakra. No, your moon is in Sravana. You're a good listener too. Good listener. You could be like a counselor for sure. Yeah. You should be a counselor.
Is that the moon in Capricorn, or is that something else that makes her a good listener?
A good listener. Moon in Capricorn and Nikshatra of Sravana. Sravana is listener, hearing. It's now Charles Manson had this too, so you have to understand. Okay, it's like, I mean, so it's not always good, that's, and when Rahu is in Denise, this is gonna throw, you're gonna march to the own beat of your drum here. So it's gonna give you some, definitely, you'd make a great teacher though. Politician. Yeah, so you can gossip too much too, though, so don't be careful with that.
Actually, that's the trait of number 3. Is that's you just saying that is yeah. They have to be careful with gossip.
Maybe you're in a bad relationship, or bad business partnership. Maybe, I don't know.
That devil card comes out a lot, doesn't it?
Yep. And this
stabbed in the back.
And I got that 7 one earlier. Remember?
Yeah, the 7 of Swords and the devil.
And it has to do with money. This is, and I guarantee you, this is that 8th house. Somebody might try to steal money from you. So watch that. Watch any deception around money. Yeah. Okay. The other person that donated, we're going to do is, can we do one?
And I got all those cards of the magician. I mean, the magician can be good, but it also can be a manipulator.
Yeah.
That can be someone who is not ethical. They're manipulating you, the trickster. Yeah, all those men around you. It'd be interesting to know she's got a lot of men around her. Sometimes people say, yeah, I work with loads of men, They might be predominantly in a job with lots of men. Mm-hmm. Or have lots of brothers or something like that.
There's could definitely be, there's male issues coming up right now. All right, so Trisha, this is May 28th. I already say it.
Sorry, May
28th, 1966.
Okay.
Sorry, we obviously have to do the ones that donate first. I mean, I can't skip people. And thank you for doing that.
Another number one. So this is another number one life path, and they've got a 1 birthday. Again, another leader, not a follower. It's interesting. We've done Prince Harry tonight, and we've got lots of ones in tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? Lots of people that are like that. Money, entrepreneurs, business.
Yeah.
But all a little feisty. Can be a lot of feistiness here.
Yeah, well, on the weak side with a one, what they have to be careful of is their ego, intolerance, impatience. They are entrepreneurs, they are leaders, they are visionaries, you know, in business. They like to start things, though. They don't really want to be the one staying there to do that. Not saying they're not hardworking, but they don't want to be there doing the work. They want to start things, create things, and then get people to do the work for them.
And that's Aries. That's the first house, too. They don't follow. That's exactly what that is.
Unless you're a one-man band and, you know, you don't have any employees, but usually they want to start it, create it, and then other people to do the work for them, so they can start creating other things. And you've got at least 2 ones. You've got the 1 birthday, the 1 life path. You've got a 6 attitude number. So again, you'll be someone that probably will treat staff like family. So you have got that teacher, healer, counselor. Is this a man or a woman?
I don't know.
All right. So family man or woman, depending on what sex you are, you know, family will be important to you as well, because that's the first impression people will get of you. Or you may run a business that helps families or you know, children, things like that, or work with children. You're in a year 7 as well. So we've had a lot of people tonight that are in a year 7, again, like Prince Harry. How ironic is that? So a spiritual growth year for you, deeper knowledge, wanting to know more. If you're not wanting to, you need to. It's like a year where you've been urged to, what do you want? Where are you going? I had that last year, and it definitely fitted for me. And I didn't make it fit. It was just how it sort of panned out. Next year's a huge career year. Aim as high as you can. Again, long-term people can come into your life, very influential people, or people that are going to help you go to that next level or open doors for you, not because you're trying to, it will just happen. Because it's all this, if you've sown positive seeds, if you haven't sown the positive seeds, you'll only get back what you've sown. So you know, you're reaping what you've sown, positive or negative. So if you've sown the positive seeds, then that's going to come back to you. And I know for myself, it's happening, and it doesn't necessarily just about money. It's about if you, I mean, I'd love to know if these people do have their own businesses. It could be expanding your business. It could be broadening your horizons. You know, connecting with people that are good in business, things like that. You can lose money in a year 8. It's a year of where you could earn a lot, but you could lose a lot depending on, you know, what you've put out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. So, and once again, this person also is all money and materialistic stuff. Like you have, and you know, every Taurus that I've talked about tonight, another thing about Taurus is they value nice things, but food. They're like foodies. They want to go out to dinner all the time. They want, like, you know, that type of stuff. Okay, Cancer ascendant is Slatia. You don't have any planets in your first house, so that's good. But when your ascendant is Cancer and it's in Slatia, this is the more entrepreneur side of Cancer anyway. Not all the Slatias are bad. You know, a Slatia it's the symbolism is the snake with the cross, the serpent. So a lot of doctors have planets in this, you know, that it's not always negative. You're just always goal oriented, trying to figure out, you know, you'll always focus on something and then you'll kind of move to the next. And this is, you know, really more when you're younger, up until 40, then you change into a different chart. That's too much to go into. These readings are just brief. Readings with me are like an hour long and way more detailed. So This is me pulling up charts on the fly. Jupiter in the 12th, definitely you probably give. You spend money. You probably easily. You're very generous. Yes, I would say, but maybe not. You know, it's like you probably do give money and you are generous, but I'd be curious to know if you have any children. And if you did you ever have a child that passed away or that was separated from? I just would like to know. Because you have a lot of that with the kids, or maybe issues with kids, you know, could. Maybe you just didn't have kids. Then you have your moon in the 3rd. You're a great writer, great communicator. Your moon's in Uttara Falguni, but this is somebody that like always was thinking about working. Hard worker, thinker. Uttara Falguni is contracts, good matchmakers, good people that fix things. I mean, anything, people that work with their hands, people that that build things. Good cooks right here, good chefs, just very creative people, good with your hands and good with writing.
Ones that I've known, males, have been all electricians for some reason.
Really? I mean, he could be easily, but
Don't to me say they've been electricians, but they've all been electricians, the one I've known.
Okay, and then you've got, let's just say this, you have Rahu, Mars. You could have some issues with any siblings, possibly. You could have sibling problems. Lots of sibling problems tonight, I think. And issues with the law, issues with, you know, at some point of your life, this could have happened. You know, I'm not saying all the time. But you have Venus in your 10th house that you might work with women. You might work with women. You might heal women. 10th Lord and the 11th, no, probably not. You might be a musician. You might be a musician and you might, you know, do something else. Like it's just kind of all over, but your heart and soul is like a music writer, I would say, possibly. Okay, so Rahu, Mars, Sun, Mercury conjunction. This is, you know, somebody that's like an engineer mind. Somebody that, but it's in Taurus. So I would say this is more like a financial analyst. You're always thinking about money. And you're harsh, like you're harsh speaking. So you have all these planets in Kritika. Kritika is like the passionate crusaders, social workers, protection, adoption. It's very protective, but it comes off being really harsh, you know, because you can be so protective. And there can be a lot of ups and downs. Great cooks, but I mean, you're funny. Your sense of humor is probably pretty, you know, pretty intense. What else? Battle, like this also conjunction can get you in trouble too, you know, but the Sun and Mercury and Rohini, I guarantee you it's money. Like you might do something with money and you might make a lot of money from 10th house Venus. It's going back to Venus. I'd say you just might do something in the financial sector. Or
yeah, usually good at manifesting money or making money, number ones.
Yeah.
Because some of them will have a job and a business. Like I know someone who's been an electrician for years, but he's also got property, you know, and like he's got his fingers in loads of pies. I see that a lot with ones.
Yeah.
They don't always have one thing going on.
Okay, so for you, transits, what year is he, did you say?
Personal year 7.
Well, 7, I'm pulling a lot.
Know what I've got? Well, it's not funny, but...
What is it? What is it? It's not funny?
Look, it's not funny because that could be the fact you got this, what was that, like a broken heart? That can be the affair card. This can be an affair card as well.
Well, I also got the Emperor reversed. I got all these reversed. I mean, everything's reversed. We got that 7, the pleasure, too many options. I mean, yeah, I think for you.
We've got another number 7, Chariot.
And the 7, so what's going on for you is
Heidi.
Yep.
I mean, that's virtually matching the card. So if this guy hasn't got a broken heart or something, or got a lady, whether it's male or female.
Yeah, let's see. I'll tell you this. Rahu's in your first house, Ketu's in your seventh. So this could make somebody else do it, maybe. Possibly. But it could be you for sure. It's unpredictable. You're having Rahu and Ketu in the first and seventh house. When you have this in your chart, in a birth chart, this was what causes affairs and what causes people to cheat and leave and have different marriages. So this can cause transformation and loss of a marriage relationship for sure. So it could be
them that's doing it, or it could be been done to them.
Yeah. And if you're going through divorce, which I'm not saying that you are, because I don't know that 100%. But
the Three of Swords can mean divorce, and like the first card you brought out looks like the Three of Swords as well, and Seven of Swords.
Well, actually, this could be. It says this card shows a heart broken open, revealing darkness, emptiness, and a grief-filled tear. The hurt may be from a long time ago. It might be pain from more recent events. Either way, a deep healing is called for now. Vent your feelings and release your person or situation involved. Yeah.
And they're in a spiritual growth, yeah.
You might move.
Maybe
Vent your feelings, release the person. Affirm that you are reclaiming your power and peace of mind. Open your heart to the light of the divine love and healing, and have compassion for yourself through a difficult process. Make yourself a priority right now. As you let go of old experiences, you can open your heart to the true and abiding love so that you rightly deserve. Yeah. That's about all we're going to say. Do you want to go through a couple of zodiac? You want to go through the zodiac signs real quick and read a card for each one? Just so we can.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. We'll kind of speed it up. So we'll give everybody something at least.
I'll let you take the lead and tell me what you want.
I'll say the signs and then we'll just go with it. So we're going to pull a card for each zodiac sign for the week. Now let's just do it until, what do you think? The week. Till Sunday.
To Sunday, okay.
Sunday.
I was going to say Friday, but
I was going to too, but then I just said Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, it could be Friday, but it also could be Sunday. All right, ready? Aries.
Aries. So what does Aries need to know this week?
Knight of Cups. Ideas. Maybe you have some ideas, some options. Brainstorm.
Love. House, home, completion. House, home, family. Maybe that's with the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups, their focus, or there's going to be love coming in for Aries. Not coming in, already in. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Taurus. Taurus. Oh.
And we're not doing Pisces. Oh no, Pisces is the end. God, what am I doing? Oh, Trisha, let Heidi lead. Taurus, sorry.
That's okay. All right.
Why was I doing Pisces?
On the positive side, you have an upright card from Heidi. That's always a plus.
Maybe doing a lot of worrying, anxiety. What's that? Oh, that's a conflict card, isn't it?
This is
so a lot of anxiety, worrying, not sleeping very well, Taurians.
But it's also that hostility card reverse could be its ending, the hostility. So I kind of look at that as from my side, I would say maybe you're forgiving things, you're not getting so hostile. This card, I look at this usually and think positively when I see it upright. I don't really, I just do. No matter what it means, I still think it's good, in my opinion.
It's a psychic one, the intuitive one, or use your psychic, or listen to your intuition. Who's this for?
Okay, this is Taurus, so it could be a Cancer, right? Could it be a Cancer? Could it be a water sign then? Intuitive? Yeah.
Pisces could be.
Yeah.
Depends what you see. Depends what you see the High Priestess as.
Yeah, I would say it kind of just looks like intuition. It's intuition.
I'd say more Pisces.
Yeah, it could be a Pisces, Cancer, Pisces. Could be
just a psychic, intuitive one, or listening to your intuition.
Yeah, about some hostility that you need to let go. I don't know. Which card did you pull? Did you say for that?
9 of Swords.
Oh, yeah.
Not sleeping well, worrying at nighttime, anxiety.
You make that sound so nice. But not nice. Yeah, you make that one sound so nice. When I see that card, I'm like, all right.
Oh, you'd say even more brutal.
Geminis. Yeah, definitely. So Geminis, I don't know. What do you have?
We might be getting a sign man in our life, maybe. Speaking as I'm a Gemini.
I don't know why I pulled 2 cards, but I did.
Choices. Well, I've been stabbed in the back. Maybe that's the ending of all the stabbed in the back, and we're moving forward. And it might be with an earth sign man. And
look, blossoming abundance, and it's number 3. How perfect, beautiful. Geminis, it's going to be a good week, and
I'll feed back to if an earth sign man or a man. It could be a man with money. If he comes in my life this week, I'll let you know. Being a Gemini. Sorry, I've got to laugh.
Cancer, good old Cancer, sign 4. Page of Pentacles. Money?
Ace of Pentacles.
Mine's reversed.
Yours are always reversed.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so maybe there's a few. So here's how I look at it. When we do these, it could be like yours is positive, mine's negative. It's somebody's gonna have to do with money, you know?
Money, definitely, yeah. They're both pentacles. Maybe children are gonna cost you money.
Look, community, maybe women. Look, this is number 7. 3 looks like 3 chicks.
3 chicks.
Yeah, and they look like scandalous too. But it could be daughters. I don't know.
Well, it could be children costing you money.
Yeah. Cancer, though. What's Cancer? Let me see. Let me think. Hold on. I don't know. I think it has to do with, it looks a little more intense than that. King of Swords reversed. I don't know. Something with money, though.
Leo next, isn't it?
And relationships, I think. Right.
Quite interesting.
Leo. Oh, look at Leos. This might be the best thing you will ever see from Heidi.
I got the King of...
You did?
I got the King of Pentacles again.
Good.
No, it's not the King of Pentacles. We've got 2 kings.
And the happy card.
And that's like the one I've just pulled out earlier on, the 10 of Cups.
Leos, this is the best thing you'll ever see from me. That's for sure. I don't get readings like this normally. Oh, but I spoke too soon. We have the hostilities upright. Okay. So maybe you're fighting for happiness.
Over to Matt. You got the King of Wands, I got the King of Pentacles. That's 2 different men.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that puzzle with hostility? Just kidding, you know, just kidding. I take that back. I spoke too soon. Sorry, you could be fighting for somebody else. You could be fighting with another man or another.
We've got the full moon on the 3rd. What sign? Do you know what sign the full moon's going to be in?
I think it's Taurus.
Put you on the spot.
And Rohini. It's Taurus. All the people basically that we talked to today. I think it's Taurus off the top of my head.
And we're going to Mercury retrograde.
No, it's not Taurus. What is it? That was the last one.
So we're going to be Mercury retrograde and full moon.
God, that's going to be my 8th house, Gemini. Jesus Christ.
So it's full moon Gemini. That does ring a bell now. So
yeah.
Leo. What's after Leo?
Sorry, Virgo.
I can't think straight tonight, Virgo.
I know. Wait, is it Virgo? Why am I lost? Yeah, Virgo. Yeah,
we did Leo. Virgo next. Uh-oh. I'm not Miss Positive this time. I've got the Tower. Somebody's getting a wake-up call.
I got the Page of Cups upright, but I did get the Wheel of Fortune reversed.
You might be getting a wake-up call this shook to your core this week.
Sorry, I read my chart as a Leo. I read my chart as a Virgo. I read all my tarot for Leo, Virgo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Moon, and I read it for all my signs, Aries and Pisces. So I read 6 different things, and it always aligns.
Well, if I've got an Leo ascendant and that King of Pentacles, I'd be interested if an Earth sign man comes on my path.
I think you stay all freaking the same, Trisha. Yours is the same. You're just listen to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, and Capricorn. Oh wait, and Leo. Leo.
Yeah, Leo and ascendant. Leo. Yeah, so I could be meeting an Earth sign man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so Virgos didn't look too pretty, but hold on. Let me just make it. No. Great. Healer reversed. So something. Oh God, that's not good.
We're reading the like negative tarot of the week. No, we're not really.
That's how mine guys.
This is my Gemini sense of humor. I try and lighten it up with a bit of humor, even if it's heavy.
I know, but then your Capricorn moon is like, won't let it get too Gemini. You know, because Geminis are brutally freaking hysterical. They crack me up.
Yeah, I won't go too far.
You won't go too far. You still have those boundaries, those structured boundaries, which is really hard with all those planets in Gemini, because sometimes you just want to be like, ah! And a Leo ascendant, you know? All right. So then we have Virgo. No, we just did Virgo.
Libra. Something for the Librans.
Libra.
Page of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles coming out tonight. Now this could be
sketchy people.
The what? Sketchy people.
I have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, but the King of Cups reversed.
And the Page of Pentacles. Maybe Libras are having. What pages can be children, you see?
Yeah, it's like children. There's a couple of those. Hold on. Here's the deal. 5 people have got this tonight. I've said this Magician in the Mirror reversed. Almost every sign, I just keep pulling this card for the signs. So
I keep pulling nearly all Pentacles out. What on earth is going on?
What on earth? It is an Earth sign.
Oh God, that was a bit of just a pun. I didn't mean that. That was good on that. I didn't mean to say that as in intentionally. The Knight Page of Cups for Libras. Pentacles, not Cups.
Okay, so to all these Magician in the Mirror reversed, because a lot of signs have got this. I'd say 3 did. The Magician, so this is just in general for people that are in this chat room. You're supposed to hear this. The Magician in Mirror reversed is a warning that you may be missing a great opportunity. The time is right, but you're not taking advantage of the creative energy in the cycle. You do have the power to transform things for yourself, to create something new, whether a home, business, family, or life direction. You may be resistant or even disbelieving of all these Taurus, Capricorns. They're all disbelieving of this stuff. Because that's they're negative. They can be negative Nancy, or they want facts, you know. But it's time to wake up.
Sorry.
It's time to wake up. The misinformation and perceived limitations that linger from the past can no longer sustain you. Your life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy, yet you have the ability to change what you see. You must fully open up your complete truth of your internal wisdom, talents, and abilities, and take the risk of believing in yourself. Now's the time to dig deep, find the confidence and courage within to make the most opportune cycle. You have all the resources you need, and the unlimited force of the universe is at your disposal. It's waiting for you to recognize and ignite the phenomenal powers. You know what? That's so true now, because now there's YouTube, there's all this internet stuff, that all these things can happen. You know, you want to start something, things can start. It doesn't mean you have to start a YouTube channel, but you can advertise this way. It's one hell of a way to advertise.
I'm just surprised at how many Pentacle cards I'm pulling out in general.
Yeah. So Libra is money. And are they negative or reversed? You flip them, huh?
No, I didn't. They came out. They came out upright.
Okay, hold on. Let me just see one more for them. Oh no, Libra.
You see,
it's the Tower.
This is when Heidi should stop when she's. Yeah, but it's still a massive wake-up call.
It's still a wake-up call.
That's when Heidi should stop. Like when she's got the good cards, then don't pull anymore.
Yeah. But that, you know what I look at that tower is, wake up and listen to that magician in the mirror. There's going to be a shakeup. You're not going to like it. And then you're going to have to go to it. Like, I didn't find astrology when things were easy breezy. Life was great. That's what my life hit the fan. Okay. No, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, the tower is just like a wake-up call. It's like, come on, wake up. You know, you've not been listening. You've not been listening to the signs. So Libra, Scorpio next.
I didn't say Scorpio. I'm not pulling that card. I'm not letting that happen because this is me.
Right.
See what happens okay, so what I pull?
Another Pentacle card. I mean, I've got 78 cards here.
All right, Scorpio. You don't want to know that first card I had. This is what happens when you read your times.
Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. It can be the King of Cups. Oh. Patience, Scorpios. Money again. Look, another Pentacle. Nearly every card I'm pulling out is Pentacles. Justice.
The Truth. I don't like this card. 7.
Yeah, that can be a card. That can look like battles, but it can be self-employment card, that one.
God, this is totally like my life right now.
Oh, I just pulled that out as well for you. One of Scorpios. It's gone now.
The 8 of Pentacles. But on the positive side, we're ending with that Queen of Wands. And there is a little black cat sitting there with the Queen of Wands. Did you ever notice that? Because that's my card. I swear, I think it is.
And it's the only card in the deck with a cat on it. Yeah. In the Rider-Waite.
All right.
Just a little fact. Sagittarius. Oh, we're still on Scorpio.
Yeah, sorry. You guys, Scorpios get a little extra because I'm figuring out. Because I'm talking. Because it's just
talking about herself.
Yeah, because I'm reading my own chart. All right. Michael holds a beautiful globe of red. Where's it on? Okay, when this is upright, it reveals your energies flowing freely regarding these issues. If you have, oh, that's good. So maybe problems are going away. Yeah, that's good. So I think Scorpio, I think things are going to start improving for us. I mean, they couldn't get any worse. We just went through the most rough 6 years of our lives. So 4 years can't get any worse. Okay.
The only way's up.
Yeah. But you have to put the work in, you got to do all that fun stuff. Sagittarius, this is also
this is my son. So what's coming from my son? Oh.
What? I can't see.
I've just 7 of Swords again.
Oh.
He heard from I don't know if I should say this, but he heard from his father tonight, and the energy just was so negative after that.
Really?
Yeah, they're both Sagittarians. They're both born a day apart. So he'll be Vedic Saggy as well. Oh, look at that.
10.
Oh dear. Sorry, I love you, Sagittarians. But that's a good card.
Yeah, mine's a little positive. How funny is
Yours
that?
Mine have gone negative.
Oh, wait, we've got this one.
Heidi, look at this. 5 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords. I'm going to keep an eye on my son.
We got this, the Magician.
He's got the charm and charisma to get out of it.
Yeah,
but that's pretty grim, isn't it?
So I could be a Sagittarius ascendant. This is all those freaking enemies that I have right now, I think, too. I think Sagittarius have enemies right now. It's just what's going on. And the healer upright, that's a beautiful thing. So you're a healer. So all the Sagittariuses.
Capricorn.
This is you, Trisha. I'll do a little extra shuffle.
Little extra shuffle.
Yeah, I love doing this.
I like this. No, I did not pick that purposely, but that's for all the Capricorns.
What did you pick?
The 4 of Wands, which is celebration, joy. The cat is now joining back in. Come on, Masca, you can't. You've probably got a butt in the camera. Sorry.
Too, when tarot, like when I read my tarot, sometimes I'll just go, okay, today I'm going to read my sun sign. And like, I'll watch that and say that ahead of time. So I think you should just whatever relates to you, that's what you should whatever initially you want to do as your sign.
So for Capricorns, it could be somebody who's left you out in the dark, the cold, is maybe coming back. I've had some ex-connections reconnect recently. Doesn't mean I'm going back there.
Well, we have this one, this 7.
Choices.
We also have this, though. That's
another 7.
Yeah. And then we have this.
Oh, my word.
But at least it's always upright. I mean, when it's the Tower reversed, that's when you got to get nervous.
I'm just going to have to, sorry, I'm going to have to just take my cat out of the room. Sorry. Can I be really quick? Because she keeps getting in front of the camera.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about this.
Cool. 34. This is your advice. You may be feeling stuck where your personal intentions are concerned. Self-mastery and discipline may be hard to achieve right now, Capricorns, right now, or specific plans for personal change may be blocked. Remember that your intentions need to be clear and unconflicted. Whatever you're working on, you need to know that you're capable of achieving it and that you deserve it. Put your heart into the plans and change your desire and realize that you are worth your own time and effort. The new beginning you seek will come with your own focus and patient determination. That's good. Sounds great. But something might have to leave with that Tower. All right, Aquarius. I always think of Tyler's tarot when I do. And everybody, if you're listening, please go subscribe to Trisha's YouTube channel. We need to have her have 1,000 subscribers. Thanks. We're going to put it in the comments. I'm subscribed to her too, so you could easily just go under my people. Aquarius, Aquarius. Tyler's tarot is pretty great too. You should watch him. He's kind of funny. If you're having love problems, I would go to him. He's going to do a show with me one of these days. Do you spend too much time doing what you love, doing what makes you happy? Do you even remember what makes you happy these days? What are you talking about? Heidi, when do you have free time for a reading? Well, there's now a 45-day wait list. So you have to go to my website. Rex is not a shill. Relax and get off if you're going to be a jackass. All right? Thanks. Time out. All right. So if we have some new trolls in here, trolls are not allowed in my house. Sorry, you will be removed. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, with readings for me, you have to go to my Heidi, your children will be very successful. Really? Guess what? I'm not having children. So that's going to be impossible. No, Heidi deleted that.
Did you do Aquarius or have you waited?
No, I didn't. I waited for you.
Oh, thank you. That's okay. I didn't mind if you can.
No, I thought we'd do it at the same time. It's better.
Thank you. Okay. We're in Aquarius now, aren't we? The cat. I couldn't get out. Okay, Aquarius. Hope she doesn't start jumping at the screen again. She did that to me last night when I was live on my own.
Yeah.
A lot. Oh, really good cards for Aquarius.
So if guys, no, I won't have children. Trust me. Look, buddy, like, come on, don't start here and tell me I'm gonna have children. I'm not gonna have children. Trust me, it's not happening. I don't want children. Okay.
Who's saying that?
Who do you think?
Oh, T-Vast.
T-Vast, yeah.
Aquarius, the star card, and that is the Aquarius card. So that's all your hopes, dreams, your wishes coming true. Got the World card.
I love when people try to pretend like they know what is going on in my life. They have no freaking clue.
Don't let him get a rise out of you. Because he knows what pushes your buttons.
Wait, I went to Trisha's link and it warned site maybe. That's probably your pop-up blockers, just my opinion.
What's that?
It says, I went to Trisha's link and it was warned site may be harmful. And I said, could it be a pop-up blocker?
What, my YouTube channel or my website?
I don't know. Emperor reversed. Queen of Swords, upright. That's good. And the Ace of Cups, upright, Aquariuses. Here you go.
Oh, that's cool. And we've got the star card.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to have a good week.
You're going to have a good week, Aquariuses.
But I did get this. I did get this.
There's always a but at the end.
Always a but. Sorry, it's true. Oh.
That's funny.
Disconnect or total shutdown regarding your emotional life. It's time to open up and know that you can. That's Aquarius's anyway, though. It's time to open up and know that you can handle deep emotions and the energy they bring up, whether it's anger, grief, bliss. You can be comfortable in their own experience and expression. The man holding a heart reverse also indicates a difficult connection or relationship with a man, I would say, and a woman who could easily criticize, be angry, and deceitful. So
as a Gemini, you'd think I'd get on with Aquarians, and in Western I'm an Aquarius moon, but not that I don't get on with them, I don't really gel with them.
Yeah, I always am attracted to the most unemotional attached fools that there are.
I thought maybe we're just too emotionally detached, all like Gemini and Aquarius.
Yeah, and it's funny, like when I had my reading from Trifon, he said that Sagittarius, what do you say? Sagittarius, Geminis, and Aquarius are going to be the 3 signs for me. And I'm like, it's just, I can't ever be married to like an Aquarius. That's like the 3 worst signs for a Psycho Scorpio, you know?
I thought it was more like Pisces or something like that. It's good for, what's good for a Scorpio or someone like you with lots of Scorpio then? Or can you not really say one star sign is?
Oh my God. Look, listen here, T-Boss. You are really getting on my nerves. I just opened up Heidi's chart. She is heavy on Reddit. No shit. But I also have K2 and Jesta. Okay? Relax. Do not sit here and try to tell me. You do not.
I'd have blocked him by now.
I'm not going to block him. I'm just going to let him sit here and troll around. I spent way too much time on your chart, and you're going to sit here and try to do my chart. Good luck. No, you won't get it. You won't figure me out. Don't worry. And guess what? You'll never figure me out.
They won't.
You'll never figure me out. Good luck. You could try to figure me out 7 on 7, right?
Yeah. Okay. Pisces next.
No, I don't. Tauruses piss me off. I don't like Tauruses.
What star sign do you like?
I like Geminis and Aquarius. For some reason I like Geminis. There's something going on with the Geminis.
That's good.
Depends for what? I mean, if we talk sex, I can tell you the sex signs. I can tell you who I like to talk to, who I like to be friends with. But I have learned that I need to have somebody with heavy Virgo in their chart because they're not going to be like, they are like, it's a pure sign and my Venus is in Virgo. So I'm like a germaphobe when it comes to certain things. So like, I will not.
Quite like Virgos.
Yeah. So that's important.
There's a theory that can either be like nuns or quite the opposite, or priests, or quite the opposite. And they've been the best. How can I word this? Not giving too much away. Let's say the best connection I've had is with a Virgo in that department. And
I trust, you know what, quite honestly, I trust Virgos. I really do. Like there's something about them that is real. They're a pain in the ass and they're perfectionists and stuff.
Oh yeah. Perfectionists.
You know, yeah, they're not, I'm not saying I want to date somebody with 1,000 planets in Virgo, but like I like a Venus in Virgo. I like a debilitated Venus because it keeps me on my toes too.
I couldn't get the cat out. Sit down. I sound like I'm talking to a child. Sorry. Right,
Pisces.
Queen of Swords, which is not the Pisces card, but maybe you need to be more like the Queen of Swords this week.
Yes. You know what? I do. You want to know what Heidi needs? Heidi does need somebody to be very masculine. Absolutely. And that's the problem usually because I'm pretty masculine myself. So and not that way, you know, I'm talking about I need to be put in my place in a relationship. Absolutely.
But in business, you need masculine energy because you'd not get anywhere. You wouldn't be successful. But when it comes to relationships, we need to be in our feminine energy. Otherwise, we'd attract a feminine man. Feminine energy man, not looking necessarily.
Is there anything bad about it? All right. Are we reading? Are we on Pisces?
Pisces, yeah.
Right, last sign, and then we'll answer a couple questions. Pisces.
Moon card, illusion, mystery. Things are not quite as they seem. Oh dear. Oh, you got the moon card as well.
Yes. Look at us. We're fucking on target here. Yeah.
What are the chances of pulling the moon card out? Both of us have 78 cards.
There's Pisces. You have some disillusions going on, and yeah.
And what is going on? I pulled that card out 3 times.
Look. Sorry, Pisces.
Why am I pulling the King of Pentacles out so many times this week?
I don't know. Pisces need a little extra help here, I think. Yeah.
This has come out 3 times this week for all the star signs.
This is only till Sunday, guys. Relax too. So
yeah, it'll be all over by then.
This isn't for like a year, okay? This is just till Sunday.
Everybody's like, we're not coming here for our predictions again.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, and that's the 3rd on the full moon, Sunday.
Heidi Tivas, I have been married. You're right. I've been married. I've been engaged. You're right. It's called K2 in the 1st house. You have no idea about Anuradha Nakshatra. Anuradha Nakshatra actually can be in a relationship. You have no clue about that, clearly. You keep trying to talk about Scorpio like you know about Scorpios, and you don't. Anuradha actually does very well. They're loyal as can be. The reason why I have issues is I have it conjunct with K2. So get your facts straight. Jesta is the one that's a little screwed up. All right. So
Sunday is the 3rd, which is the full moon. Where this all ends after the full moon, so in Gemini, and Mercury retrograde starts.
Like, can somebody throw a spell over to Tivas just to get him out of here? Because I'm not going to block him because I know his chart.
All right. I was lucky because I would. That's the difference in people.
You know, that's that annoying. Okay, maybe I could never date a Virgo moon, like a Virgo K2 moon conjunction. Let me redo that because this is a Virgo. Sometimes Virgos are the worst people to read astrology charts for. Because they're like this. They think they know it all. They want to know it all. And that's the problem.
Is it my Capricorn moon then that will block them, or the Gemini stuff?
No, he's not a real troll. You guys, you don't understand. He's not.
He's just trying to be a smart ass.
Yeah, he's just trying to learn, but he's a smart ass. That's just how he is. All right.
Is it my Capricorn moon that would block them then, or my Gemini stuff?
I would say tonight was more of like, you're God, I have such a headache.
Because I have my block list on Facebook is so long.
All right, Pisces, it's not all over. Let me tell you what this last positive thing says. You are going to get a positive thing from me, okay? So just relax a little bit. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This is so not what I would say. This card upright indicates that you now have greater readiness to receive love from others as well from yourself. It could also indicate that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. Yet it certainly looked like that. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire and hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty in the center of the universe. Okay, so that's so nice, Pisces. That just relaxed me. All right, so that's what's
tarot by Heidi and Trisha for the week.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo ascendant and I know nothing. I'm only an egg. Okay, so let's, we can talk about. Let me read some of these questions. I will answer.
Tarot. I'm trying to think of a catchy name for that.
You know what, Dakota, you're freaking out of here. Is that what you're going to be like this? You're gone. Done. Block. Done. See ya.
What did they say?
Something about him and his shills. Like this whole shill thing. I didn't even know what the hell a shill was. Anyway.
A shill?
Yeah, a shill. It's something like, I guess you're a fake conspiracy person where you work for the CIA. Yeah.
So what he's trying to say we are, or you are?
So. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
All right. I just laugh at people like that, but I would.
With all due respect, Pisces, consider how other people feel about what you do. Yeah, Pisces tend to run. What can you date? Who? I'm going to answer some questions, but you never know about Scorpio. They aren't even true Scorpio. They changed their constellation from a vulture. So, you know what though? No, because this girl said something from Magic Mike, he interviewed this girl and she said it's so clear. A Scorpio thing, it's all about transformation. That's the 8th house. It's all about transformation. You think you can change, but when push comes to shove, you're not changing. Like you're always going to be that same way, you know? You're always going to go back to that untrusting issue that you have in relationships. But I don't know what you're talking about here. Constellation from a vulture. What do you mean by that? They changed their constellation from a vulture. I don't know what you mean by that. So, and let me just tell you too, I read nakshatras. So that's definitely more than the zodiac signs.
I find Scorpio, I've only had one experience with someone who in Western, but they may in Vedic, they had so much Scorpio in their chart, but they were so magnetic. And they were like only 30. And I was 43. And I couldn't expect this connection, this pull. I've never experienced anything like in my life.
Yeah. Well, and so Scorpios are going to be hard to read. Some of them depends. And this is where your chart matters, because just because you're a Scorpio doesn't mean like you have all this way. I mean, it can be a lot of insecurities, you know, it can be a lot of just being quiet, you know?
Oh yeah. This person was quiet, but they had this magnetism about them.
Mm-hmm.
But they look Scorpio, you know, like to me, I would say if I saw you, I'd think you were a Scorpio. They seem to have the dark eyes, dark hair. Their eyes are usually very interesting or change colour.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah, that's true. They also, like, if we go with other Scorpios, I've noticed some people have like close eyes together. Like there's prominence in eyes. Doesn't mean everybody that's a Scorpio has like big eyes that are like magnetic. Sometimes, you know, depending on what's in the first house or second house, for mainly first house, it can change that.
Sometimes they can have unusual color eyes, can't they? Like more than the average person.
Mm-hmm. It can also can make people short. I've noticed, unless you have certain planets in your first house, it will make you, Scorpios tend to be short. Sometimes Jesa, and this is where nakshatras come in, because Jesa can be tall. Anurata can be short. Vishaka can be short. You know, you have to go through the nakshatras. Who can you date? I don't know what you mean by who. Pisces do have a double personality. I agree. Yes. And there's 3 different parts of Pisces. Revati in Pisces is definitely more nice, caring. Uttara Bhattapadra is nicer, but has his dark side. And then Purva Bhattapadra has a dark side. It's dark. I mean, it definitely can go dark. So there probably are more, I'd say, negative. There can be more dicey Pisces than positive. Yeah, that's true. But not all of them are, you know.
My first love was a Pisces, and he went into the Marines, so he was pretty. He must have been tough to survive that.
Yeah, is life path 9 a bad thing? No, it's not. Scorpios are magnetic, though. You have okay, here comes T-Vast again. Scorpios are not magnetic; they are intense. Leos are magnetic. You have no clue what you're talking about. You probably haven't slept with a Scorpio either then, because you have no idea what you're talking about.
I had my experience with a Scorpio last year, and I can tell you that was the most magnetic thing in my life. Sorry. Yeah.
Scorpios are by far very magnetic. They're just, people don't, you don't get it. Oh my God.
He had about 5 planets in Scorpio, so he must have had some Vedic Scorpio.
Leos, and quite honestly, Leos are magnetic, but they're going to do it in a different way. Every sign can be magnetic. It really doesn't even matter about the sign. It's what you have in your first house. Because when you're a Leo, if you have Mars in your first house, people can hate you. You know, like you're not magnetic. You're just
could be aggressive.
Yeah, like Donald Trump. Like, is he magnetic? Maybe behind the scenes, but not really. You know.
I don't know what I've got in my first house.
You don't have anything there.
What does that mean then?
But then you also have to look at your 7th house to see if you're magnetic. Because the 7th house is how people that's like how
marriage as well.
Yeah, it's like others and how others are seeing you too in a way. You have to look at the 7th house. You have to look at the 1st and 2nd to see how your face is going to look. You have to look at your whole chart because you got to see how, you know, I mean, it's just how your stance is going to be, how if you're going to have the charisma. It doesn't mean that people are always like hot and sexy that are magnetic. That's for sure.
Mm.
Right?
You can't just look at one aspect, really. You've got to look at the whole picture, haven't you?
Yeah. No, Scorpios are mysterious is what's the good word for them. But they are magnetic if you get to know one. They might not come off like, oh, look at that Scorpio, but you know.
Oh, I can vouch for that. There was just it was like you couldn't explain it. It was just I don't normally get caught off guard like that, but it got me.
Yeah.
In a good way, ish.
Yeah. And then you have to look at divisional charts. Like what people don't understand, that astrology is so much more than just signs.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. It's not.
I just will cringe now when people read their star signs in the magazines and papers, because it's, I don't even know how they can print that, really, to be honest with you, because it's.
Yeah. My son is a Scorpio and he walks into a room, and, you know, you can't, and you can look at your, you know what? You can also look at your sun sign for how public, friends, and peers see you. Okay. So that's also another key. Do you want to see, you have to look at that. So how somebody views you, are you magnetic? Well, look at your 10th house. You have to look at that house too. And you have to look at the 10th house. You should see where the sun is, because the sun is more, your sun sign is more of like, it's the vaguest. It's like the most vague. It's your soul, it's your, blah, blah, blah. But where your sun is placed is very important. Not your sun sign, where your sun sits and what's conjunct it. That's really important.
What's the 11th house again?
What is he saying here? It's garbage. Who's garbage? Calvin, I've read your chart before. What are you talking about here? Tonight is a freaking troll night.
It just looks at 333.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We have to go because you're.
I mean, no, I wasn't saying it for the time like that. I was just saying I noticed the 333. I had a feeling tonight we were going to get trolled.
Heidi, Purva Falguni ascendant consistency with relation. I love how you tell me how an ascendant is, but then you ask a question. It's cute. All right. Purva Falguni is horrible consistency with relationships, because that's the oversexed nakshatra. That's the one that wants, it's the life of the party, that parties too much, has too much sex. So my tip for that nakshatra would be to really try to keep yourself under control, but you probably do.
This is a typical number 7 for being provocative, as in trying to start, push somebody's buttons.
I kind of just want to the stuff you see in the stores. Oh, okay.
What's the 11th house again? I forget.
Got it. Magazines. Got it. Thanks for clarifying that. Trisha, what are your thoughts on life path number 3?
Sorry, can you just, before I forget, what's the 11th house again?
It's gains, friends, networks, groups, big inheritance, elder sibling, older siblings.
Okay.
Fulfillment.
So
side ventures, winnings, income, career. Like it's income like commissions, or money from like a 401, money that you would invest in, in stock markets or something.
So how does Gemini make the most of having lots of Gemini in the 11th house then?
By doing what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Which was the one question I said to you when we spoke was, is this what I'm meant to be doing? Should I be doing more of this? And I think it was absolutely, yeah.
This is all, Geminis need to be communicating and doing so Geminis are messengers. Do you see? Mm-hmm. Geminis, because they're communicators. So whatever kind of message their message is, whether it's spiritual, whether it's a message of communicating, creating a business, whether it's communicating, with helping people. I mean, the thing with Geminis, they could be really good. They could fly planes, there's like an affinity to, in a way with Geminis, I would say, to Mercury. So Mercury is speech, intellect, friends, it's writing, architecture, construction, astrologers, numerologists, accountants, media, business, trading. It's also sales, buying and selling things. It can be teachers, anything. But the thing about Geminis is if they're not communicating and it's not good. I mean, because they need to be communicating, and they're really good at reflecting people's bullshit. So like, I think the reason why I like Gemini so much is because they are not afraid to tell you and talk to people and tell people about, how it really is. And when you go to a Gemini and are worried about something, usually it's a mirror of your fears, you know, and they're able to just give you advice and kind of tell you about your fears. That's how I look at a Gemini. So, and all my teachers are Geminis, all my, you know, they're just, and they're the most fun usually to be around. Usually they're funny.
So what did the person want to know about life path 3s? What's my...
Which 3? 3, yeah, they just wanted to know about 3s. Tell me about 3s, I think.
Life path 3s. It's the sunshine number in numerology. It's the creative one. It's the artist. It's the musician. Can be the singer. 3s, like 3s, 5s, and 9s are like more stage people or in the public eye. These are great for fun. They're not always very good with money, like I was saying earlier, but they can be, or unless they've got somebody else helping them keep them in check with money. Because they're the sort of people that throw a party and then think, I've got to pay my bills, I've got to pay my mortgage, whatever. You know, they can be very generous, but then forget about the ground, you know, the material side of life, as in bills, not like materialism. They're one of their biggest life lessons is to focus, because if they're usually very skilled at something creative, and if they don't focus, they'll just, I call it shiny ball syndrome. They jump from one thing to the other. They'll think, oh, that looks fun, that looks fun, that looks fun, and they never really, they're just about to break through success and they go and find something else. I've seen it done time and time again.
Yeah.
And they spread, number 3s have to be careful because they can spread themselves too thinly. And I've noticed, I always observe, does this happen? And it's like they'll make all these promises to their friends and they don't mean it in a bad way. And then they realize they've promised all these people and they can't deliver. They can't turn up for everybody. You know, I had a friend who, she was a female and she was a medium and she did readings, lovely lady. In the end, I used to have to pay her to get to talk. She didn't want me to. I had to pay if I wanted to nail her down and get a conversation. And one day I thought, what the hell am I doing? I mean, it wasn't a lot of money. She didn't charge a lot. I thought, what the hell am I doing? I'm having to pay to get her to stick to a time.
All right, we had one more donator tonight. We'll do the last one. This will be it, and then we're going to end this, okay? Because that okay? We'll be done. After this, I promise. This will be it.
That's okay. I'm okay.
I said 9. Look what time it is right now.
It's just, I know it was interesting. The 333 jumped out of me, and Anna was asking.
Ready for this? This person was born at 444. So, okay, anyway, so August 14th, 1961.
Cold shiver up my back then. 14th of August 61. And they were born at 444. That's interesting.
I read so many charts in California. It's crazy. Like, that's where most of my clients come out of, I think, is California, which is really surprising to me. Most come out of California, and I would say Texas, Florida, and Australia. Well, how random is it? Australia and South Africa. It's so weird. It's not weird. I've never heard of
Australia.
Yeah, I read so many people. I've read so many charts in Australia. It's crazy.
I just want to address that actually. Somebody messaged me and said, you know, do you read in Canada? I'll read all over the world. I read for a guy in China, Shanghai. He's British. As long as you've got Wi-Fi or a phone line, I can read for you. So just because you're in Canada, it doesn't make a difference. You know, I might not advertise all the fees in that currency, but we can just convert it. So as long as you've got Wi-Fi or a phone line, it doesn't matter.
Go ahead, start. You want to start?
Yeah, so this person is life path number 3. So everything we've just been saying when someone asked what, you know, what do, I don't know if they meant what do I think or what is a 3 like, but everything I've just said, I just think of some more things. They have to watch one of their life lessons to eliminate drama, because they can have a lot of drama around them. It's not necessarily them. It can be, because 3 is very social and they can be very, they often recharge in a crowd, not on their own, unless it's very rare that you see 3s isolated. They can struggle in love relationships because they find it hard to like settle down. 3s and 5s And this person that's asking's got a 5 birthday as well. So a lot of freedom. It's interesting, they've got a 4 attitude, a 3 life path, and a 5 birthday. The 4 is the complete opposite to the 3 and 5.
You know what, can I tell you from the chart, I would say there's a lot of 4 in this person.
A lot of 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, let's say if we had the names, and because there's 3 other numbers there that we'd look at, they might have more 4s in their chart, but their attitude numbers are 4.
Yeah, and you should see numerology charts. Like, and I'm just saying that because their numerology charts, the Trisha, they're like, there's so many different calculations. It's not just those 2 numbers. This is just to give you just a taste of what this stuff really is. Same with the readings, you know, this is not, yeah.
I've got mine here, look, just to give you I don't know if you can even get just all that. I can't even flick through it all. That's all writing on every page. 38 plus pages long. What I'm giving you here is just a snippet of all this.
Exactly.
I printed one off just to give people sort of an idea of, you know.
I can probably find mine. Hold on. All right, keep going on her while I find my thing.
So, so this person is in a year 5. You've got to watch the chaos. You've got to watch the drama. You're in this till about July next year. Watch for the chaos, the drama, lots of change, transformation, magnetizing people to you. It might sound, some people say, oh, you're just saying the same thing, but that is the overall theme of the year. But in that year, you're also going to have, each month will have a different vibration. And in your chart, when you get it, it will break down the next year for you. Like each month will have its own vibration, each day will. But this is the overall theme for the year. And then the year after that will be house, home, family, you know, things like that.
Yeah, keep going. Just say a couple more things. Pull some cards, Paul. I'm going to show that numerology thing.
Just trying to think if I missed anything out that's important, because there's so much more, but I just, okay, just thinking. So the 4 attitude number is where you'd be mindful of money. That's the first impression people get of you. Financial security is going to be important. So it's interesting, Heidi did pick up at the 4s, or the 4 energy. 4 attitude number, you're going to like structure. See, this is where the yin and the yang, you're going to like structure, but then the 3 and the 5 is going to rebel against the structure. So you're probably someone who's a bit like torn at times, you know, between wanting structure, wanting freedom, which, you know, I should imagine you have a lot of, you might have conflict at times on which, you know, will feel very up and down.
So this person is a Sagittarius ascendant, but it's in the nakshatra of Mula. So like when people hear Sagittariuses, like the first time I heard of Sagittarius, I always thought like, ooh, the life of the party, woohoo, you know, like somebody that's a free spirit that wants to travel. Like this is when I initially, and you know, this is where astrology gets way more detailed. Just this person's ascendant is 100% not like that. I mean, this person has that, a free spirit, but it's more about learning about other cultures and learning about traveling and learning about higher knowledge and wisdom. Not like I've heard Sagittarius is like or waitresses and stuff. And like, and yeah, maybe they did at one point, like maybe when they're young, but this ascendant Mula is all about digging to the roots of things and removing them and removing things that aren't necessary. People that have lots of connections to their past, whether it be a past life, past issues now, you know, past rooted issues from this life. It's just people that usually have a lot of baggage and emotional baggage and, you know, whatever. But the point is, you know, you have where that house goes, it goes to your second house, and you have Saturn and Jupiter in the second house in Capricorn. So you have a debilitated Jupiter. But I look at debilitated Jupiter not so negatively. Like I look at it like, okay, maybe that just doesn't mean that you're just going to believe anything. Like you're not going to believe, you might go real strict when you do believe something, but you're not going to just believe some hocus pocus thing, but you do want discipline. You worry about money a lot. You worry about how to make money a lot. You worry about law and order, politics, government, stuff like that. You might work for the government. You might, hold on, I'm going to show time out, real quick pause from this chart. And then you might be a scientist, like, because you might like dogs. You might like plants, like collectors, things underneath the ground. This is what Mula is all about. It's also the nakshatra that is kind of the darker nakshatra that brings the secrets out, the secrets that are ugly, and shows them to the world to make the world a better place. So, hold on.
You say my son's a Sagittarius sun, and he's not necessarily like solar party.
Yeah, but is he to Sagittarius ascendant?
Oh no.
Yeah, he's not. What is he? I think he's a Capricorn, isn't he?
That's an email from me to you, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh shit, look what I'm reading here. Oh God, everybody's reading these emails.
Everybody's reading my email.
I know. Why is it taking so long too?
My son's got a Cancer ascendant. Let's hope there's nothing I've said there.
All right. So just so you can see this is what numerology, look, this is not just like, oh, a number or whatever.
Yeah, there was some personal stuff in there, Heidi.
I know, right? Oh my God. Like, I don't even care, whatever. So look at all this stuff. Like, this is nuts. There's letters.
This is what you get in your chart.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So the snippet that I'm giving you is like...
Yeah, there's way more things. There's more than a heart's desire. There's a minor heart's desire. And it's funny because this is so, this is like it's like astrology, you know, that we give, like, astrology is way more than just a number. Or way more than just a sign. It's your whole chart. It's the whole makeup of your chart. Okay, so back to this person. What I do here with the astrology readings is give you a gist of personality, just so you know that this is true, because there's going to be a lot that I say that is probably pretty spot on. It's not going to be 100% because I study charts I study charts before I do the readings that are an hour long. And I look at the certain things and the topics that you want to see and look into. So it's a lot different. All right. So back to this person. All right. So, but this nakshatra is great at being detectives, researchers. It's very like, people that really make good counselors, good scientists, people that make good past life regression people that are good at helping people get over their past. And because they, you know, they have their own problems. So, you know, they can help others with those problems. The first lord goes into your second house, Jupiter. So that means you're always going to be looking for your beliefs, and you're always going to be looking like up to people and spirit. You're going to have so many spiritual shafty teachers in work, you know, teachers that bosses, teachers, people that you look up to, gurus. You're going to go weed through a bunch of shitty ones, a bunch that are deceiving. You'll have to learn the lesson the hard way. That's really what I personally think a debilitated Jupiter is. It also can make you spend money easily, but you have Saturn there that kind of balances this out, makes you probably save money too. Issues maybe with siblings, people, you could get into relationships with people that are very attractive, that like money, but that can cheat, and that are very charismatic, that can have affairs because Venus is in your seventh house. Now, it doesn't mean they always will. I mean, could mean you could, but it doesn't necessarily always mean that. It just means you're going to be attracted to Venus in Gemini and somebody that's, you know, maybe artistic, that likes money, that thinks about money a lot. Doesn't mean you're always going to be attracted to the same person. It will change. But you have Sun and Mercury in your eighth house in Aslacia. So I would say you had some issues with father, issues with transformation change. You had issues with, like, once again, government status, people, bosses, job changes. Now, I've seen where this chart right here also reminds me of like somebody that's that does, you know, research in a lab, in a health lab, that is their own boss, has a company that does, because Aslacia is that medical symbol. So if you work in a hospital, you know, that might not be the case. So that could be good. Rahu and Leo, I guarantee you, though, you've wanted to be an actor or a famous person at some point. You would really probably learn a lot about yourself with past life regression, leaving the body, astro projecting, that type of thing, sleeping. sleeping, hypnosis type of stuff that that will help you. And you have Mars and Moon in your 10th. You focus on work a lot, your career, fame, status. Your Moon and Mars are conjunct in the 10th house in Uttara Falguni, which is in Virgo. So there's a part of you that is a workhorse, like that wants to do the right thing, that works hard, wants to. Uttara Falguni it's a lot of karmic part of the Virgo sector, I guess you could say. It's all about doing the right thing. I'm just going to go to my notes on it and just tell you some stuff because you have 2 planets here. So emotionally, you can become probably kind of aggressive when you like something, but Uttara Falguni it's kind of like about karma and purification. So it's burning a lot of karma. You have a lot of nakshatras that are a lot of karma. So there's probably a lot of karma and a lot of change you have to deal with. Good counselors, researchers, collectors, detailed work, people that are I've seen, underwriters have planets in this. People that can go through the details. You might write, like write, research things, go through contracts, accountants. A lot, you know what? A lot of people tonight, I probably should have said this. There was probably a lot of accountants in the whole thing tonight. Doesn't like to be alone. You're going to worry about relationships a lot.
Yeah, 3s don't normally like to be alone.
Like you have this outgoing side to you. Don't get me wrong. Like this 3 wants to communicate. Like you have a chart of a politician. You really do, for sure. Writing, medicine, accounting. I mean, it's
good storytellers.
Yes, storytellers. Absolutely. Speakers. Yes. But you're going to fear that you can't do it. You have Saturn in your 2nd that fears, like you're a great speaker, but you're shy. Like you feel like you wouldn't say the right thing. You worry too much. You worry about money. You worry about speaking. You worry about that kind of stuff. Saying the right thing. Transits, Saturn, you have Saturn in your 1st house. Okay. Let's see what it's doing here. You're in a Saturn dasha. Rahu's in the 8th house. Okay, this is a heavy transit. Doesn't mean it's bad. I would say the past year and a half prior to this was, in 2 years, way more stressful. So now that was a lot of endings and cleaning house, maybe, could have been sicknesses or health things now, or could have just been a lot of research. Now Saturn's in your 1st house. I just had Saturn in my 1st house. It makes you feel like you have a lot of tasks. It makes you really kind of have a lot of responsibilities. You're always tired, but a lot of awesome things can happen during that time. I just want to see how Saturn looks in your chart. You have a strong Saturn, so that's good. Rules the 7th house and 8th house, so it's good, but it's good for relationships. It's good for money, business. It's good for research, but it can cause problems too. Let me see something else. It's not going to be too bad. And actually, it might not have been that bad for you in the past 2 years. I would say the other thing of K2 was bad. So that's probably what caused you some stress in your 3rd house of maybe siblings, maybe creativity. It's 3rd house stuff just on your natal K2. So I can't get into all that. Yeah, so that's what I have to say. Just be careful. If you were sick or if you didn't feel well, you could really improve your health right now. If anything's weird with that, it could just make you physically feel drained. That's really what it does. I think that's what I've noticed as much. And then also, like, I felt like I had, not like I still don't have so much to do, but I have so much to do. But before I felt like I had so much to do and I couldn't sleep. So it was like nonstop of being tired. So it gives you endurance to do things. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Do we have anything else? Are we done? We're done. I think we're about done, right?
I think we're done.
Oh, I'm sharing my screen. How funny is this?
And I was wondering like, she realized or meant to be doing this? I didn't know.
Oh, you probably could have told me, but that's okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. See, everybody can see what I'm watching. You see how I see that. So you know what Heidi's looking at. There it is. Boom. You were reading at least you got to read the comments. Was anybody saying anything?
I wasn't really reading it. I was just listening to you.
Oh my God. That's so funny. All right. Is there anything else that you think we should talk about, or are we done?
What about this? I don't know if you want to end on the, do you talk much about the full moon that we got on the 3rd? Because in the UK, they're big on like what's happening in the full moon, the new moon, Mercury retrograde.
Yeah. I stopped looking at those things because
maybe could end on the full moon thing because they're big in that in the UK.
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm sure they are in America as well.
Let me find out what the full moon is in. Let's before I do stop.
Isn't it in Gemini?
Let me just double check because
yeah, if you could do it, because I don't want to go start switching stuff off on and messing the internet up again. Every time I do, I like to turn the phone off.
T-Vost, I am Shiva. The Shiva is my main man. Yes.
Shiva. Lord Shiva, is that?
Who's calling me a shill again right now? This is ridiculous. And if Heidi, you get asked to go to the movies, don't go. What is going on with the movies? I don't go to the movies. I hate movies.
I like watching them at home. I'd love my own cinema in my home.
There probably are some Masons trolling in here because...
Just block them and ignore them. They soon went away the other day when they were going on about a certain subject.
Good. She said, yeah, I'm obsessed with business and work. Yes. That's good.
I just had this feeling tonight.
Yeah. See, I had my guards up. Like I had blocks all over me. Like nobody, I felt like I was dodging bullets.
And I felt this real angry energy earlier, and I know it wasn't mine. It came out of nowhere. It was bizarre.
I feel like I need a broad question. All right, so
you're going to find out what the full moon was going to be.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, sorry.
I keep getting distracted. I'm glad you brought that back up though, because I forgot what I was doing.
I'm sure somebody said it was Gemini, but I don't know if that's Western.
That's my concern. It's the 3rd, but when is that for me?
That's Sunday the 3rd.
5 hours. Do you know the time?
What, of the full moon? Let me see if I can look. Let me just have a quick look.
God, we might have to change the title to this video. It's a little bit of everything. No, oh my God, I put in 2016. I'm losing it.
Right. I've got it here.
Whoa, you sound like an alien, number 1. Wait, what is it? We lost you. No, I think I was right. It's in Taurus. Right, we need time, but yeah, it's in Taurus, and I think it's in. I was right. I did hear that. Taurus. I don't know. It's in Taurus, so my 7th house. Great. It's not in Gemini. I think I have to get the time. And Trisha, you're frozen. How many times are we going to hear Mercury retro over the next fortnight? What do you mean? Well, I can tell you that Mercury retrograde has affected me so much in the past week. And it's just because it's stopped and stationed and stuff. So I usually am not that type of person to say, oh, Mercury retrograde, because I do everything when Mercury is retrograde. But I can tell you that I listen to police scanners 24/7, literally all day. Okay. And what happens is car accidents all over the place. The car accidents have increased on levels that you cannot imagine. Not to mention, Mercury is in Sagittarius in Mula, I think it's back in Scorpio. Wait, let's see. No, Sagittarius, it's in Mula. It's probably going to dip back into Scorpio is my guess. If not, it's in the nakshatra of Mula. That is can be, it's a darker nakshatra. So lots of endings, lots of things end, lots of people try to come back, lots of past issues because of the nakshatra, not because it's Mercury retrograde, because of the nakshatra. Then it might go through Jesta. Jesta is a little more dominant, a little more intense. There's a little more problems. So yeah, Mercury retrograde is definitely, depends on the nakshatra. When people say Mercury retrograde, that doesn't mean anything. Like but when you look at the transit, look how it's hitting you in your chart. Some people that have Mercury retrograde in their chart, it can be phenomenal. It can be great. They can make a ton of money then. They can write books that become, the retrograde planets are not always bad. Just like debilitated planets aren't always bad. It's who made the rules to that, like that's my opinion. Who made all these opinions? So we lost her. So on that note, I think I'm just going to call it a day. We'll give her 1 second to maybe come back. And if not, it's done. Read full moon in Gemini. I've been watching a lot of videos. Yeah, that's good. We'll give her like 2 more minutes. Yeah, you've heard a lot of fire engines lately. Like if I turn my scanner on right now, you would hear accidents everywhere. I mean, I literally was in the middle of a police chase. Would you do astrology reading on Ed Keeper, the co-ed serial killer? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if I have him in here. Hold on. I have a few serial killers in here. Do you know his birthday? Thanks. All right, I can't find it. I don't know the guy's name. Do you know his name and time? I would do it, but if you don't have that, and I don't have it in here, send me an email. And it's Heidi at oneofakindbyheidi.org. Because I would definitely do another serial killer. That's who I like to do the best. But we really need the time. It's like, that's the one thing I'm going to say. The only thing I can say is that if you don't have a time, the whole chart is completely, basically irrelevant. I mean, because the ascendant, like I said, is so important. The ascendant in your chart, it's the first house. Like if you want to know transits, that's why I don't do readings for people without their time. Because when they want to know things, I mean, if their ascendant was their 12th house, it's completely like a game changer. So you really need to know the time you're born. And if you don't have if it's not in your birth certificate, it's because you don't have the original. So what you have to do is you have to call the county or find the county that has the birth records. And then what you do is you say that you need the time for astrology. You have to write that note on there. When the lady said that, I thought she was crazy. But that is what you have to do to get the time, or else they'll send you a new original one without the time again. So, all right, guys, I hope everybody has a great week. My advice is to just, because I would say Mercury retrograde, I mean, you just have to be careful. Like if you're traveling, plan extra time. It's more about just miscommunication. Watch your phones. Make sure you don't butt dial somebody, and then talk a bunch of shit. Like these are things like you need to be careful. Watch the emails that you send. That's really what a Mercury retrograde does. But it is accidents. Like somebody that has an accident-prone chart, Mercury is traveling. If their 3rd house is activated, their 9th house is activated, their 12th house is activated, their 8th house is activated, there's an accident. So you have to see these things because that's when Mercury, because maybe they're texting and driving. Mercury's texting. Maybe somebody else is. It might, and that's where I notice it the most. I'm more of the investigator astrologer. So I listen to the police scanners, match it to transits. Like I know in Pisces, Mercury retrograde isn't, full moons, overdoses. You know, I know the patterns. Mercury retrograde is accidents. There's suspicious packages. Did you see all those? There was one at BWI airport. Weird stuff like that. That's what it tends to be. You know, on a heavy, crazy Mars conjunction, when Mars is doing something crazy, assaults. You know, like I listen to these patterns, so I know what's going on. Mars is also accidents. Mars is also shootings. Mars is also, you can't just look and say, oh, Mercury retrograde. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde. So it's really a lot more, you know, complicated, but we have to just keep it kind of basic, because you just can't explain it in 1 second. You really can't, because you have to look at everybody's chart 100%. It is completely individualized. So that Mercury retrograde is going to affect every single human being differently in a house, in an nakshatra, in, you know, the dasha that they're in. That's how it goes. Could just be, it's a lot more intense. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Have a good week. And I will see you on Friday. Jenny and I are doing a video, I'm sure. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for donating if you have on this show. And please make sure you're subscribed. And please subscribe to Trisha's channel. Thanks.